Welcome everyone to the JK Podcast, the only podcast that has some tight pants on.
No, I'm not good enough for skinny jeans. JK.
People always
not
talking
JK about
my
me
tight
not wearing skinny
pants.
jeans, but yeah.
I got my tight pants. I got my tight pants on.
Yeah, so Ken has just discovered these videos.
I'm Ken O'Connor.
And I'm Josh Brandman.
And currently recording on January 19th, 2017 at 11:54 p.m.
Yes.
This is the JK Podcast, episode 38.
This is our pre-inauguration podcast, Ken. It's very exciting.
Don't mark it that way. This is the Trump cast. We're going to discuss his entire life, from all 18 seasons of The Apprentice to his rise to fame in the Prisoner of Election.
I mean, to be fair, there's also a very famous Hearthstone streamer named Trump on there. But
is there really?
Yeah, he's like some random Chinese guy.
Everyone that's even better.
He's actually really good. Like people make fun of him, but like he's actually like really good, like on the ladder and stuff, and he makes actually like informative YouTube videos and things. But yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Yes, hello.
Hello, sir. We are back for this is our third episode within like a week's time.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Well, we have the bad habit of, let's do an episode every week for like a couple months in a row, and then drop off until November, do one episode in November, come back, and now we've crammed 3 into the last week.
Yeah. No, I don't know how to feel about this, but yeah.
Well, I think it's a good thing. We like doing the podcast, and we wish we could be more consistent, just life gets in the way too often than we'd like it to be.
'Tis true, sir.
Because now you are fully back into the city. I think the last time we recorded, you were still at home. Now you're back in the city, back at school,
Correct.
Back in the swing of things.
Been through 1 week of school so far, my last semester. And ironically, here's the funny thing.
Okay.
So it's like that whole traditional, even though like granted, I'm probably still going to get that LLM degree. It's like 1 extra year, boosts your whatever. I don't know if your dad actually has that. He might. I don't know.
I wouldn't know, but go on.
But so aside from that, it's like, hey, it's like the last first day of classes ever or whatever. And literally my first class was this evidence class. And there's 2 evidence classes offered. And I took the one with like not as good of a professor, but better time, like for the class. And I was sitting in there. I'm like, oh, actually, wait, this conflicts with like my final schedule. So literally in this whole like last first class, I literally dropped the class while sitting in the class. And then, there was a break halfway through the class, I left.
Wow.
But then I switched into the other evidence class, so then I had that like the next night. But like
that's funny.
I just thought it was funny. Literally the first like last class, whatever. I literally dropped the class while sitting in it. So I was in the class then. At this point, I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? Like I need to leave. Like not I need to, but like I don't have anything else to do here. I'm like, I'm done. I dropped it. It was kind of weird. But anyway, yes, hi.
Well, that's good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be the third and final of our heavy-themed episodes for a little bit. Again, we did these as a way to kind of like catch back up, because there's still tons of stuff that we have not discussed since we like disappeared for most of the fall, and then in November. We still haven't talked about like post-Pokemon stuff yet either, which I'm sure we'll talk about in just sporadically in the coming episodes. Yep. But this is our last themed episode today. We were talking everything about movies and TV, because over the last couple months we've seen a lot of movies, some great things that happen on television.
Yeah, I've been relegated to the couch with my surgery, so I've actually watched some things. It's very interesting.
Yeah, you caught up on a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be our entire episode today. Of course, we are streaming this live on Twitch again, our third live episode. Right now it looks like only D is in the chat right now. I think Killer was here a little bit before too.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we get for streaming at a late time, but I mean, mostly that's me. Also, I just thought, while I'm like, wait, I'm free tonight, let's just do it, because then it's like I'll put it off and then it won't happen and then whatever. But I mean, also with my schedule this semester, and especially switching that one class, like I have late classes almost every single day, unfortunately. So it's weird. Like I've become like a night student. Mm-hmm. So I would be like, hey, let's do it at like 10 in the morning or something. But you're like at work. So, it doesn't really work. So right now it's either maybe early on weekends or just kind of really late.
Maybe we'll get back to our Sunday mornings. We did that for a while. We had the Sunday morning weekend thing going for a while.
It's true.
Or we aimed
So
for, we did Saturday. If we couldn't do Saturday, Sunday was the makeup day. We did that for a while, so who knows?
Yeah, so, thank you for people joining us now. If you are joining us now and staying up and live chatting with us, we'll mention your comments, do all that kind of fun stuff.
It's some late night JK.
We streaming live on the YouTube and the Twitch and on your television sets.
What do you think about that, the whole being on Twitch and YouTube at the same time? Look, it works pretty well, right?
I mean, I think it's cool. It's a nice luxury.
Yeah.
Yeah, no complaints. It works fine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, the perfect scenario is if you can also lump the chats in one thing. But,
I mean,
that's never going to happen.
I could technically do that, but then it'd be two separate chats on screen.
Well, no, don't, no.
Yeah, no. I feel like the Twitch chat gets promotion over the YouTube chat.
Yeah, I mean,
just because with Twitch, they have the emojis, they have the icons, they have everything else. For YouTube, is just the username.
True.
So, I don't know. That was my thought when I did the Twitch chat on the stream.
Got you, sir.
Yeah. All right, so let's dive right into this, Josh. It's going to be a long night ahead of us. Let's start with anime, manga, blah, 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 a.k.a. One Piece. What?
The heck? Wait. Either, I completely tuned out or I heard, let's start with the anime, the blah, blah, the One Piece.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I was like, the anime, the manga, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
I said manga.
You still said blah, blah.
I said manga, blah, blah, a.k.a. One Piece.
Gotcha. Okay.
You were finally caught up on One Piece, the anime.
I'm caught up with the anime. That is correct. And, which, by the way, with my nice fancy Crunchyroll, which I gotta tell you,
stop plugging them when we don't have a sponsorship from them yet.
That 1080p, man.
I know.
Oh, God. Oh, going from watching it halfway illegally in 480p to 1080p, it's it's drawn cartoon, but it's crisp.
Well, yeah,
but
anyway,
it
is a cartoon that is animated.
Yes, but One Piece is getting good, man. After being stuck in Dressrosa for 2 years, it's refreshing to have different things going on. And got some interesting stuff with the Zoe arc.
I'm just glad you're caught up. So for those of you who don't know, Josh does not read the One Piece manga, where I stay up to date with it in Japan as it comes out week per week. And the point of where the anime is now, this was early last year for me in the manga. This was I think March or April in the manga. So the entire the reveal of what Raftel is, how to get to Raftel, what the poneglyphs are, the entire Kuzuki clan, and Odin, all this stuff. I knew all that. I've been sitting on this stuff now for about a year.
Yeah, man, it's a lot to sit on.
It's cool that we finally have an end goal in One Piece. Again, it's the longest running anime, manga, what may be out there. And not to say that it hasn't been structured properly, just now it finally has. You see the end in sight. Oda has literally given us an X marks the spot to where the end of the story will be.
Though it kind of makes me sad.
Yeah, but we're not going to reach there for another 10 years.
Good. Because I used to joke about with some of my college friends when we would watch it together and whatever, the new episodes every Saturday. We would joke and be this isn't even going to end and we're going to have kids. And the kid will be crying and is wait, I need to watch this. You're watching One Piece. And then eventually if your kid grows up and they start watching the end of it, it's kind of this bizarre experience where you've been watching One Piece forever and it's still on and then your kids are watching it with you. It's very interesting. But yeah.
It's crazy, but I think still overall it is my favorite anime or manga. Out of everything I've ever watched or seen, nothing has captivated me this long.
I was glad that I finally beat it down to you to switch to Twitch for most of your stuff, but I think getting you to get back into One Piece was probably my greatest achievement.
But you didn't get me back into One Piece.
Yes, I did.
No, my friend Tom Bianco from work did.
I am Tom Bianco.
Oh my god. Dude, that would be such a mindfuck.
I was hounding you for years,
No,
telling you,
I remember. I remember. But like,
Memba.
it's a South Park thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember, and like I remember you like you telling me about like, oh yeah, Luffy has like a third brother kind of thing now. Like what? What is this? I
Hmm.
remember like you giving me like hints and tricks as you went along. I just never had the time to catch up because the Alabasta arc was what really just like threw me for a loop.
Then what did this Tom Bianco offer to you that I couldn't?
Sabo coming back and getting Luffy and getting Ace's Devil Fruit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was cool enough for me. And plus, I was told the Thriller Bark arc, which is the entire Halloween arc, is how I was sold on it. That sounded really, really cool. So I wanted to like get to that.
Uh,
It doesn't matter how I got back. I'm caught up with One Piece now, and so are you. And actually, I know more now than you because of manga stuff. But
I mean, I hate to read, man, even though I have to read subtitles if I'm watching it, but like I like to watch the animation. I
oh,
like it better.
don't get me wrong. I like it too. But like,
I'd rather wait for it.
it's
That's
nice
just my
seeing. But here's
thing.
the thing: it's nice seeing Oda's original art and whatnot in the manga. Because again, he writes and draws everything.
Yes.
And he makes some of his like 2-page spreads. I wish I had giant blow up posters of them because the art and the detail is so amazing.
So that's the thing. You're more appreciative of those little subtle things and people's hard craftsmanship. I don't know. I mean, I get it, but I'm just not about that life, so I just can't do it.
And
But
I'm becoming more and more of an animation snob too, where like I see when episodes of One Piece are badly animated or when characters are off model and stuff like that. Like
yeah, I
it
feel
just
like I just don't care enough. I don't know. I don't even
it,
notice it.
I'm getting snobby now where it's starting to irk me from time to time, but it's not the worst thing in the world. But
Mm,
so, what do you think of all this? So, going back to what the current episodes,
yep.
what do you think of this whole reveal about Wano and Momonosuke being a prince and his father being killed by Kaido and all this stuff that's building up? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I know we talked about this for like hours on end when we watched the movie, but
A little bit, yeah.
um, like I just think it's really cool how all of a sudden these things are coming together. Like even the most recent episode that was on this past weekend, it was where they were talking with the different guys and they were like, wait, you know this guy, you know that guy. It was just very interesting how all of a sudden these things are like piecing together where it's not some ridiculous, oh, well, they just wrote that there all of a sudden. It's been in earlier episodes traced back to like when they were in just double digits worth of episode. Like, very interesting things. Like when they even mentioned the ship's doctor on Roger's ship or whatever.
Crocus.
Crocus, I think they
Yeah,
pronounce it as.
yeah, whatever it is.
It was the doctor there that was with Laboon from the very beginning that Brooke knew, and they were searching for his crew. And then Brooke was like, "Oh yeah, the crew's dead." And then they're like, "Wait, what?" But
Yo,
like even that stuff, like it really ties in. And you wouldn't necessarily think of it, but like is really interesting. And so even though like right now there's not like the world of action, but like I think it's still doing a great job of being very, very entertaining. So I like how everything's fitting into place finally, and I didn't really expect it, so it's been really refreshing actually.
yeah, Zoe is very much a transitional arc, and like I've told you before, you're almost at the end of it. There's a couple more big things that have to happen before the next arc starts.
Yeah, but I mean like it's transitional in the fact that it means something. Like it's not a filler arc. It's actually something that really matters.
It's a
Like,
giant information dump, is what people
yes,
refer to it as.
which I love it.
Yeah,
I'm all for that.
which is great. Like Dressrosa had some amazing action scenes, some good development, but in terms of like adding to the story, it was really just like here's Law's past. Here's Luffy learning a new move. Why is Rebecca crying again? Apparently, people hate Rebecca. Like,
I mean, because like the fan service is so real.
I love it though.
But the like over emotion is a bit much.
The only part it was over emotion was that last scene where she was fighting Viola and she was like just gushing tears, like I'm sorry. That's my Rebecca voice. Why? I'm sorry.
It's always funny though when I think about it, and like you try and quote like an anime or something, and you say it like you're saying like how they would say it or something, and you think about it, it's like, well, you're not even doing an impersonation because first of all they were speaking Japanese, so it's kind of weird on some level because like
Well, yeah.
I don't know, I just always like not critiquing you. I'm just
Oh
like
no,
overall, it's a very
I understand what you mean.
interesting perspective when you think about it like that. How we automatically translate it because reading it, but like that's not what they were. I don't know. Things keep me up at night, man. It's
No, I got you. I got you.
very interesting to think about. Anyway, so yeah, One Piece, man. It's some good stuff. So I'm excited where it's gonna go. I mean, I'm really interested now in this Wano Kingdom, because even this whole thing where they were the ones writing the poneglyphs, and then you have Robin's thing, and then they show the Clover guy. I love him. I told you that.
Yep.
That Clover man has like the beard that like everyone aspires to have, but like it's literally a clover on his head or whatever. But even that stuff, like it's ridiculous. And the fact that then almost they're making Wano sound like North Korea, it's also very interesting.
They're making Wano sound like it's going to be as big and as long as Alabasta. Probably even, like, they said that Wano, when they finally get to it, is going to be longer than Dressrosa in terms of content.
Oh, baby.
And
We're in for a ride.
In terms of, like, the size of the land, it's going to be like, it's going to be a kingdom, basically.
I mean, I think it's exciting, though. Like, honestly, I'm very excited for it. So I think Wano has a lot to offer. I think a lot more things are even going to tie in, and it's really great. And I'm personally very curious also about the Sanji thing out of nowhere. That should be interesting.
Smokes.
Yeah. It was very interesting because then I was thinking about it when I don't know about Frankie, actually, but when they have, like, the wanted poster things, I guess not Usopp, but, like, some of them have, like, 2 names or whatever, like a surname or something. But I mean, it's just Sanji. There's no last name attached to it, and it was also very interesting. I never thought about it when they joked about it. I think a couple times where it's like, why do they want me only alive? And it was like whatever. It was like this joke. I think they first made the joke in like Shibodi or something.
No. That wanted live thing was only added after Dressrosa ended because
really
back then he still had Duval's face in the poster.
Oh, okay. So then they switched it once they actually knew who. Oh, okay.
Once they were sure he was Blackfoot Sanji, then they got his actual picture. That's when it got switched to alive.
Because I know they at least joked about it, though. The fact that they said it was live. I guess Shibodi was only when they joked about the fact that it was the other guy.
Exactly.
Which that was honestly, that was hilarious. Like, you think it was just this poor artist rendition out of nowhere, and then it's literally that guy, and it's like...
I know. I still think it was a bad artist rendition, but just that guy happened to look exactly like the artist rendition. It was fantastic.
Chicken egg problem,
Exactly.
But I thought it was really cool. I'm just looking at the chat now. We got some Spanish. I don't even know what that says, but like I see Mamma Mia or something.
Madre mia guilty.
My mom is guilty. I have water, and I can compensate. I like it.
Aki is not water. You said you thought it was aqua? No.
I don't know.
It looks like what is going on here?
And then shout out to me. Thank you, Mr. Slayer. See, you were the man. You were like the supporter of my fan club. I think you were like the starter of this fan club, and I very much appreciate it.
D said when you're listening to people talk about an anime you've never watched and you have no idea of anything they're talking about.
See, that's the one problem with
that's
this
very
episode.
true. This is going to sound like people are going to listen to bits and parts of this episode because...
I mean, basically, we're going to be talking about a few shows, a few things, some movies, whatever. So it's kind of like bits and pieces, and it's like, if you don't want to be spoiled about this, don't watch this.
Well, I know D likes Steven Universe. When we get to that talk in a little bit, he'll be good for that.
Which, Daniel got into that show now.
Good. It's a good show.
Because David Baxter convinced him.
Good. He's a good child.
He's a nice guy. Hey, Team Josh, thank you.
Okay, enough with that. Back to the talk.
Hey, just because it's not you. Yo, no, man. I got to PogChamp that, man. All right.
Oh my God.
I love PogChamp, by the way. Greatest thing. Like, whenever I'm watching, like, a league stream and someone does this ridiculous play, the entire chat of, like, thousands of people is just running up and down, like, super fast, spamming PogChamp and everything. It's so funny. I love it. I love Twitch chat, man.
I know you do.
Twitch chat's like the greatest thing ever invented. Like, it's so much better than like trolly Reddit boards, in my opinion. But
it's live and happening now.
Reddit's technically sort of live.
I guess.
I also ran an Ask Me Anything on Reddit for like my job. It was very interesting actually, like at the school. But um talk about black holes.
Don't
Well,
even
black
don't
holes
don't
are a mystery.
don't. That
I don't
was
know what he's
that was a
referring to.
big thing tonight in Quiplash. We were playing Quiplash earlier, and every other thing was like black hole for the answer. Like, what's the worst thing? Where's the worst place to take a person on a first date? A black hole. What do you not want to find in your garbage? A black hole. The answer was black hole to everything.
I mean, honestly, based on those questions you're asking, that is a valid response.
But eventually devolved into Ken is okay, but Josh is better. Also, black hole. That's what we.
See, I liked the whole first part of that until you got to the black hole part. That's a bit too
That's
much. That's
the
excessive.
okay. Let's get back on track here.
Yeah. So
Twitch chat is already distracting us.
see, I love Twitch chat. But
Stop it.
okay, so yeah.
We should
yeah.
also-
So basically, the thing is, if you don't watch the anime, sure, feel free to skip ahead when this is put up and it's recorded.
We're past that.
But also with the movies, by the way, yes, please don't spoil it for yourself if you want to watch those movies because we're going to be talking about some good ones.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But speaking of movies, we also saw One Piece Film Gold. We talked about this last time. We were gonna go see it, and the
yeah,
next day we saw it.
it was really cool because last week of me being home, and it was the first week where I was finally able to go out a bit more and feel better with my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, all of a sudden this week now, like all of a sudden, I'm really like ramping up, like feeling a lot better, and doing physical therapy consistently, whatever.
Well, that's good.
And the physical therapist even today was like, literally, you're like at least a week ahead of where you should be. Like you're doing really well right now, and you're recovering really fast. So
Nice.
it's really great, actually. I mean, obviously, I can't still lift stuff really, but like, I can actually move it more. But anyway, so being able to go out, we watched the movie. You picked me up. We went out and whatever, and I mean, we saw. I mean, first of all, it started off beautifully. There was a guy behind us in one of the lines with a law hat.
Yeah, he had the full he had the shirt on too. He had the full like puffy hat.
I was like, all right, we're in for it now.
Maybe like what, like 20, 25 people in the theater altogether?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the greatest crowd, but I mean, like, it was fine. It was nice. And, there were still some of those moments, like, even in, like, when we were watching the Dragon Ball Z movies, where a couple times, like, towards the end, it was dead quiet when we had no idea what was happening for a second.
It did, yeah. Not quite with with Dragon Ball, you felt the tension in the room. This wasn't quite as tense, but, like, you still,
No.
like, people cheered and did the right things at the right times.
Yeah, I very much appreciated it. I'm surprised we didn't talk about that, actually, but I did very much appreciate that. And, yeah, so
Well, honestly, the only like interaction with the audience that won the entire night was at the end when Nami was hugging Karina, and the guy was like, "Now kiss." that like stole the entire like
Oh my
thunder of
God.
the audience.
when that guy said that, I thought that was a funny. Me and
Because
you
I
just
was
started laughing.
thinking it too. That's the thing.
I was not thinking like. Okay, when I watch these movies, I don't have that like dirty of a mind or something. I'm just watching. Like,
Oh,
that's really
believe me,
nice.
every fan servicey thing, I'm like,
Oh God. Okay, I'm not even that bad.
I don't
but,
act.
Like,
I don't act upon it, but I'm thinking it
True.
actively.
but but like it was just that was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, it was a really good movie.
It was a really fun movie too. Now, have you watched Film Z yet?
No, not yet. I wanted to, and then it was so late, and I just couldn't.
Yeah,
and then I
I
was really
figured.
busy and whatever.
I still think Film Z, after I've sat this down for a little bit to like process, Film Z I think is a better One Piece movie overall, but Film Gold is by far the most fun One Piece movie. The amount of jokes, the laughter, the whole like Ocean's 11 One Piece thing they do in the movie, just fantastic. But I think overall Film Z is still a more powerful and better One Piece story.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But Film
we definitely,
Film Gold is like right there. Like it's
Yeah.
neck and neck. Just I think that Film Z has better fight scenes and the stakes are a little bit higher. Where this one's just like, oh, gold, Guild Tesoro and the gold and the whatnot.
Yeah, it's very true. It was more of a fun movie. But I mean, the animation. I mean, you're the stickler, but I thought it was like top notch quality.
Beyond top notch. There were some scenes where things looked a little bit wonky, but overall it looked smooth. You could see the hand drawn. You could see the mix of like the CGI with the hand drawn. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and I thought the concept was really cool. I mean, because we both watched the prequel kind of basically to it, and it's leading up to this gambling island. It's like, oh, that sounds interesting. And it really was this whole thing. It was really cool. You get pulled into this thing, and you were just kind of in that mindset. It was cool to see everything, and even like the dice game thing, and that guy would like smash it. And,
Oh yeah, I love it. Give me more.
as he's like bleeding from the head, but
Yeah.
like, it's great. I don't know.
That
It
was
just
great
really
when
fun.
when Frankie pantses him, like, so you're a pervert too, in the English Frankie voice.
That was pretty good.
What'd
But
you think of, since so you don't watch the dub ever, what'd you think of the English dub for One Piece?
um, I mean, so going into it, I knew it was going to be like that. So I I wasn't necessarily like turned off by it. It was just more of like a took me a little while to get used to it, maybe the first 20 minutes or so, to get used to like whose voice sounds like what. I was never fully on board with Luffy's oddly raspy sort of voice. But
It's clearly a female doing the voice, where in Japan, like, Luffy's voice is iconic in Japan. You can't really, like, it's like Goku. You can't really, like, change that. Where in America, it just sounds like, oh, it's a girl doing a voice.
yeah, but like so it took me a little while, but like that wasn't a deal breaker or something by any means. But I don't know. It was just really cool. I love the different even like outfits and stuff that they had.
All the costume changes were great.
Even I gotta say, I think Chopper wins the award for most adorable thing with the little green army man
Yeah.
outfit, and then Brooke has like the funniest thing with that so out of place, like I don't even know what to call that thing. Outfit.
The slave girl outfit thing.
Yeah.
I liked Usopp posing as one of the celestial dragons and doing the like the
Oh
head
yeah,
shake
that was
thing.
that was good too. Yep. I also liked. I really liked when they did even that race at the beginning.
Dude, that wacky racist thing was so cool.
I like how the one guy that took the lead was like a random CEO, and then like he just like died and like fell off something. Like, oh well.
What are you talking about? Wait, you mean Sergeant Straight or someone else? Because
Mm.
Sergeant Straight was the one who wouldn't turn. He's like, "Should we turn now, sir?" No, keep
Oh.
going straight. Turning makes you weak. And he just flies right off
Oh,
the.
no, that was a different one. That was I know you were dying at that.
That was fantastic to me.
That was really funny. I think it was right before that or two before that or something. It was a guy, it was just like, they're like, he's a CEO by day, but a racer at night. I'm like, what the heck? But I just thought it was really funny because it was so random that they kind of threw that in there.
Yeah.
So I personally really like that for some reason. But, just so many little nice elements that I thought throughout the movie. It kept you very interested. So, like, we don't want to have to go into this movie, like, verbatim. But, like, and also to not fully spoil it for everyone who's listening to this, but is like, I still want to see it. So, like, it was a really good movie. I thought very interesting, clever concept. I mean, we talked about it with the gold and stuff around the island, how that works and stuff like that.
Yeah, immediately when you find out what the gold dust that sprinkles on them is for in the very beginning, that was like, oh shit, kind of
Because
like.
it's something you don't really think about. You're just like, oh, that's nice.
But at the
It's
same
a cool
time,
animation.
they emphasize it like them breathing it in and like it falling on them, and like Brooke's like, oh, my bones are now golden. You don't think of like what that means for the rest of the crew.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Yeah. The opening sequence, that 11-minute song, Golden Jive, that was like I've listened to that song I think maybe like 100 times now since we've seen the movie.
Yeah.
So good. It's like big band, like bum 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 bum, and that's like the opening fight scene where like all the Straw Hats get their little like 5 seconds of fame, and then just you have Gil Tesoro and Karina singing the song together.
Which, by the way, I meant to point out to you. I mean, obviously you would know, or we just didn't talk about it. But like, and you saw the name of the stage was named after his wife or whoever you want to consider her.
Oh, was it?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't pick that up. Holy
I meant
crap.
to talk to you about that. It was called. Her name was there were like 3 words. I can't remember what the words were, but the second word was her name.
Wow. Okay, I did not pick that up.
And then when they mentioned her and whatever, I was like, oh.
Now, it's funny you bring that up. We won't go into detail, but do you personally think that they should have kept that backstory out? There's been some discussion where he becomes a worse villain because they kind of like made you like sympathize with him a little bit.
Honestly, no. I thought it was good. I thought it was necessary. I think because you do want some backstory to these villains. You don't want it to just be some random guy and they beat him up. It's like, hey, what a jerk. Because I like the more, not necessarily sympathetic angle, but more like you now know why he turned bad, but it was for a good reason, but then he turned bad. Like,
He took it too far. His
yes,
greed and his power
but
went too far.
I honestly find that a lot more compelling. Like,
I agree. I agree.
I really like that.
Yeah.
So I was glad they had that. I mean, me and you even talked where like we wish they even did slightly more, like at the very end, where like a song or something, because she liked the way he sang. Like if they did that one extra thing,
Dude,
I would have really
if they
appreciated.
went full on musical with this episode, I like a movie. I would have
Okay,
been
well, I mean,
okay.
I mean,
Not musical. Just like maybe like two more songs because like that opening song was so good. I kept waiting
yeah,
for like when's the next big song? When's the performance song?
no, that's true.
When's
That's
like
why
the
I'm saying,
bad
like,
guy
if they
song?
did some sort of closing song, it would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
But you get what you get. I still liked it.
Apparently there was a bunch of cameos too that we didn't pick up on. Like I mentioned at one point, I saw Heracles, who was Usopp's teacher during the
Oh
time
yeah, yeah,
skip.
yeah, you said that, yeah.
At one point you see Absalon, the lion dude from Thriller Bark, the invisible guy. He's in there at one point. There's apparently like a good 15, 20 people I missed that people keep like posting on like Reddit and stuff like look who's in this movie, look who's in this movie. So it's like fun to go back and try to pick them out now.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's One Piece. One Piece Film Gold. It's now out of theaters, I think. It'll be on Blu-ray within the next like month or two, I think.
You can definitely watch it online or
Oh yeah,
something.
it's already online too. I've watched it again in the sub, just to like see the differences and whatnot. Pretty faithful to in terms of content. They didn't change anything. Words they changed because of course you have to like change it, what words you pick for voice flaps and whatnot. But it was the exact same movie we saw. So
Good.
yeah. All right, let's move out of the One Piece segment. Move over to let's do Adventure Time really quickly before we do Steven Universe.
Sure.
So I think as of the time recording, Adventure Time hasn't started its new season yet. I don't think.
I don't know. I feel like as it is, we talked about Adventure Time because it hasn't really moved much.
It hasn't moved much. Well, here's the thing. The last thing we talked about was the father-daughter cards episode.
Yeah.
And then they didn't have anything for like months. So back in July, they had Daddy-Daughter Card Wars,
Yep.
which was a pitiful excuse for a sequel to one of the greatest episodes ever.
Correct.
And then in November, they had Pre-Boot and Reboot, which was the season finale to season 7 of Adventure Time. What did you think of the finale? Do you remember what happened?
This is the part where I start ranting that I hate the dad. Or is that the other season?
That was two seasons ago.
I still hate that, man.
This entire season finale, it was
This is the one where he was going into depression mode and then he started playing the flute with that girl.
no, not even close.
I forget what happens anymore.
Pre-Boot and Reboot. This is what they were. It was Finn, Jake, and Susan Strong, and they were like going underground. And they found the secret lab to Dr. Gross.
Oh, uh-huh.
And she oh, you're human? No, she wasn't quite human. Like she replaced all her human parts with like cybernetic parts.
And then they're like, oh, there are other humans out there.
Exactly. And then during the scuffle, Susan gets activated, like that weird like metal plate on her head gets activated. And she like turns into like a mindless like creature who like she has like instructions, like she's being like controlled by someone to like find the humans or something like that.
Yeah, so I feel like it's going to end up being almost like this witch hunt of a season, and it's going to be interesting.
If you remember in one of the past episodes, we saw an episode, I think it was Bubblegum's, like, we saw like Bubblegum and her brother. Remember that episode?
Why am I forgetting his name?
Oh my god.
I thought it was funny because it was kind of like a very
It is
unpopular
funny.
name.
It's like, oh, Nettie.
Yeah. My boy.
We saw in that episode that Bubblegum came across a tribe of humans, but they said like humans, and they all wore like animal hats. Like
Finn.
I
like those guys.
Yeah, we don't know if they're truly human or if they were like like mutants. Like we don't know if there's any true humans out there. So as of right
Yeah.
now, there is a mini series starting January 30th. They're doing this weird thing where starting January 23rd, there's 2 episodes on the 23rd, then episode on the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, taking a break, and then they're starting the Island miniseries 30, 30, 31, 31, 1, 1, 2, 2. They're doing 8 episodes over the course of a couple nights. And then it's going to be off air for like who knows how long again.
Yeah, I don't agree at all with how they're plotting these episodes.
Cartoon Network, in terms of all their shows, has done this, which I don't know if it's their fault or the animation side's fault. I don't know, but like they're about to. It looks like they're like we know that season I think 9 is the final season of Adventure Time, so they are wrapping up the stories a little bit. And this entire arc is about them traveling to find the island of humans and try to find the last remaining humans.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of the episode, Finn is fighting Susan Strong, and the Finn sword is broken and cracked, and it falls to the ground. Then the grass sword, which is still inside Finn's like arm, quote unquote, the arm detaches itself from Finn, swallows the sword. The sword turns like the fin inside the Finn sword turns into a monster for a split second, cocoons itself. And then the last thing you see in that scene is basically it looks like Finn if he was made of grass. And he stands up, and then the episode just cuts abruptly.
I cried. No, I'm kidding.
No,
But
it's a big WTF moment, honestly.
yeah, so I don't know what's going on with this man with his swords and things. It's like very odd, but like,
And his arm too, because we always see him like whenever he imagines himself like older, like in the future, he's always missing an arm. Which we saw him lose the arm a while ago, but like he grew back the grass arm, then it
which
fell
is also
off.
very dark on some levels. I was very shocked that they went there.
Oh, Adventure Time is an extremely dark show. They just covered up in like poop jokes.
Which are hilarious.
Yeah,
I love Jake. Jake is the man.
Jake is great.
And he's a family man too. Like you just gotta love him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so the season 8 premiere is January 23rd, so 3 days from now. And it's called Two Swords, and we're gonna find out what this mysterious being is. I think what they're gonna do is, because the Island miniseries is Finn, Jake, Susan, and maybe BMO. That's how the openings. Have you seen the new opening?
No.
Oh wait, you're gonna watch this right now. Live reaction. 1 second.
By the way, this Jacob man, bacon pancakes.
Making
Yes.
pancakes. Making
100%.
bacon pancakes. Adventure.
Take some bacon and you put it in a pancake.
Time.
Bacon pancakes, that's what I'm gonna make. Bacon pancakes. So good. The only anime you've seen thus far is Death Note, Mr. Slayer. I still have to watch that, apparently. But I hear it's sort of overhyped, but I still gotta see it. You don't consider Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Animes, they're regular cartoons. I mean, they are animes. But, you know, we're just used to them.
They became so mainstream that our culture sees them as cartoons, but they are anime.
Yeah.
Alright, Josh, this is like 30 seconds long. Watch this.
No, don't put a Dorito in the taco. We're talking about bacon in a pancake. Alright, anyway, so let me watch this. Alright. Wait, I have the sound muted. Oops. What the heck? Oh my god, what am I watching? What?
Did you finish it?
Yes.
Alright. So that's the opening for the miniseries.
I'm horrified.
Why are you horrified?
I don't know. I'm not really a Susan fan that much, honestly. I mean, obviously it's the key for this miniseries. But
yeah, well, we gotta see what's going on with her. Where
man, why does BMO always get thrown to the curb? I love BMO.
And maybe BMO.
Yeah, what the heck? BMO's voiced by a Korean woman. Come on.
I know how you feel about those. Stop putting salt in the chat, Josh.
Hey, D did it first. I love PJ Salt.
Yeah,
but anyway.
D's not doing the podcast right now.
No, but
But yeah, but
Very interesting opening. Mechanical dolphins are
yeah,
interesting too.
if you pause to like the first like second and a half,
Yeah, grass fin,
yeah, like
bubble gum.
fully grass fin too. Like the thing we saw at the end of the episode looked like kind of like just like a blob of fin. This is like full on fin with like a backpack and like the clothing and
Yeah,
whatnot. So that's probably going to happen over the next couple episodes.
but he's also in the boat, so I don't know what to make of that.
Well, if you think if the grass sword ate the fin sword, it makes sense that the two would combine.
Well, it doesn't
So
just make a fin. Well, fin sword is fin.
it makes a grass fin. I think that the logic is they're going to leave him behind to guard the kingdom while Finn goes searches for his family or for other humans or whatever they may find.
Well, that actually makes perfect sense considering how the opening played out. So,
Exactly.
true. Good point. So, it's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Um,
It is, again, Adventure Time is one of those shows where the lore is so good when you pay attention to it that I'm excited to see that they're taking another big approach. Because the last one they did, the miniseries, was the Marceline one. Do you remember that one? The Stakes miniseries? Where all the like Marceline got rid of her vampire powers and all those vampires escaped. That was the last miniseries, and that was really good too.
yeah, I actually thought that was good. I liked watching it.
Rebecca Sugar came back to
Yeah, my girl.
to voice Marceline's mother and sing a song.
Yep.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Yep. So we'll talk more about that as that happens.
Yeah, I mean, we'll update once the stuff actually comes out.
Yep.
So,
all right, Steven Universe time. How far back do we want to go here?
I mean, nothing crazy.
Well, here's the thing. The last time we talked about Steven Universe proper was right after the Summer of Steven, which was back in September.
I mean,
So then after that was the episode we watched together, you and me, Gem Harvest, with, I know you want to talk about Uncle Andy a little bit.
I love that man.
He is great. Gem Harvest was a very different episode than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
They showed it off at Comic-Con, and I got to watch the first, maybe 4 minutes of it, and it was just, oh, let's grow some crops, and oh no, Steven brought the pumpkin to life. That was great, and then it cut right before the actual airing, where you see Andy flying with the plane. And then it was like, wow, this is a really serious episode about what it means to have a family and what's going on with here. And it was a really solid Thanksgiving episode, which is what the point was.
Yeah, no, it was very, I don't know, it was very interesting. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about every single one of these episodes.
Well,
but
okay, so here's the thing. We have Gem Harvest, and then we have the Christmas episode, 3 Men and a Baby, 3 Gems and a Baby, and then we have the Steven bomb, which is the main point.
Okay, fair enough. So, Lapis Lazuli, man. I love that little dynamic they got going on with Peridot.
Yeah, I love Lapis and Peridot. Ever since they did the whole the buddy episode where we made art, we made this
Yeah,
these...
no, it was really cool. I actually really liked that whole thing, and yeah, so hopefully that comes back more. Then the Christmas thing was very interesting.
Yep, it was just a fun little episode, really just showing how the gems dealt with Steven when Rose first turned.
Yeah, I mean, it adds
him.
a little bit to the backstory. Of course, they're keeping consistent, where you could tell Pearl was very upset with Greg still and whatever, and so good consistency.
One thing that just really bothers me in that episode is when Garnet thinks that Steven is a fusion. He's like, "Come on, Steven, unfuse like this," and she turns into Ruby and Sapphire.
Wow. Yeah.
And Steven just starts crying, and then she goes back. When Garnet first split back in the season 1 finale, I felt oh my god, she split after years of being together, and then she just willy nilly splits in front of baby Steven. And she's like, "Oh, we were gonna tell you for your birthday." Later on, you already technically showed him.
Well,
again,
we wouldn't remember.
I know, but it irked me a little bit. I always thought the fusion was such they kept it going for so long, and the fact that it was split originally was a big deal. But
okay, well, I told you this before, but I thought it was just really funny, that episode where Greg just does not know how to handle Steven that well, and he's also not even in his own house, I believe.
Yeah, he's staying in Vidalia's house.
So then he opens up this random book, and it's called Babies, huh? And it's just really funny little clever title where they didn't emphasize it at all, but if you really look at it, I thought it was a funny little clever add in. So it had some nice little pieces to the episode. I mean, you have Greg trying to get a dog sled. He ends up getting chased
Dog
by the dog.
sled, dog sled, dog sled. You took my baby. You took my van. Bring back my babies.
Exactly. It's just nice little things here there. So it was actually an enjoyable episode.
Jacob even said, "Does Greg have a house?" I don't think Greg has a house. We always see him either at Vidalia's or living out of
I
his
thought
van.
the whole thing is he actually does live through his, like, he lives out of his van and he keeps his van at his car wash mainly.
Yeah, he doesn't actually have a house, which is crazy to think about, even though he's rich now. But
Is he still rich?
they never say when they haven't said he ran out of money. And he always
I
seems
know
to be,
he used a lot of it.
he used a lot on the trip to New York, and then he bought a boat. So
And then he had to repair the boat. Or
no, the boat just sank. Remember, he rented.
then he bought the boat.
He rented the boat and then had to
Yeah,
buy
yeah,
the
okay,
boat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, let's talk about this Steven bomb. We should mention now at the time of recording that this Steven bomb is technically not out yet. All these episodes were leaked online like weeks ago.
So you can still find them online, but if you're someone that watches it on TV, then technically it's not out yet.
Yeah, they don't start airing until January 30th, so about 10 days from now.
But
So
it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So we won't go episode by episode. We'll talk this all as like one. Like if this is like one. If it felt like a little mini movie.
Yeah, honestly, because like when I watched it, I know you were watching more piecemeal, but like, I mean,
Ooh,
I
good
just
term.
watched. What?
I like that term, piecemeal.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So, I got to watch like all five of them in just like a nice little back to back to back to, so it was really cool to watch, and it was like a mini movie, and I thought it was very, very well done. So,
Yeah.
at least as a whole, it was very well done. I mean, we talked about the whole, maybe they didn't break it up that well, or one of them felt like a waste of an episode if you only watched it by itself, but
I felt the one those weeks was Adventures in Light Distortion, which is literally just Steven and the Gems flying from Earth to the zoo.
See, I mean, the thing is, like, I found it interesting, but, like, it was because I watched it all in a series. Like, if I didn't think about it as, oh, that was one whole episode, wow. So, I get it.
I don't know, just they were playing around like again, it seemed like an episode to just show off like, oh yeah, the gems aren't really real, they're just light constructions and light works differently here. And then like Steven has this big moment where he's like blaming himself for Greg being abducted and whatnot. Well, like, it's not really your fault, Steven.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I liked it, but yeah.
So we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here. So the entire premise of this Steven bomb is Steven, in his search for answers about his mom and Pink Diamond and whatnot, accidentally comes across Blue Diamond, who is visiting Earth and basically paying respects or mourning Pink Diamond. So even though it's been like 1,000 years, she's still not over Pink Diamond's death.
Yeah.
And she's on Earth because she knows the Earth will be destroyed soon, and Pink Diamond's Earth is the last thing that Pink Diamond really has. So they go to Korea because apparently that's a thing they can do. With
It was really weird. But
Uncle Andy
you
just
get to see Uncle Andy.
Yeah, Uncle Andy comes in. Like, I'm pretty sure they only put Uncle Andy in just so they could use him to get to Korea.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, the only reason they introduced his character at all back in Gem Harvest was to just get him to Korea later on.
Maybe, yeah.
Because literally 2 episodes later, they're in Korea now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love that segment of them going through Korea and whatnot. It was cute.
And even a little sneak peek where it was basically a cartoon impersonation or whatever of Rebecca Sugar working on the anime.
Yeah. Oh, D is
Sorry.
right. In the chat, it's been 5,000 years since Pink Diamond passed away.
Even worse, she can't get over things, man.
Yeah. Which, again, Blue Diamond being blue and crying and sad and depression, like, that's a little bit too, like, hitting the nail on the head, but...
True. You want to go to Korea, Jacob? Well, depends which Korea. If you mean South Korea.
Okay, stop right there.
Well, I mean, yeah.
What'd you think of Blue Diamond? Again, they got another singer. Again, every gem we've seen so far has some kind of musical background. So we got another big name to play Blue Diamond.
Wait, who? What?
Every crystal gem, like every gem we've seen on the show, has been a singer in real life.
Really?
Yeah, like
Wait,
even
so who?
like even Yellow Diamond is Patti LuPone. She's a famous opera singer and Broadway singer.
Wait, so who's the blue one then?
Blue is voiced by. Let me pull it up right here. She is voiced by. Oh my god. No, not
Yo,
the
you're half South Korean. Yo, then you gotta go sometime, man.
the Diamond Authority.
I hear it's pretty nice there.
Lisa Hannigan voices Blue Diamond.
No idea who that is.
She's an Irish singer, songwriter, musician. She began her musical career back in
Okay, so
2007.
I mean, it's not like super
Oh yeah,
recognizable.
no. I'm not saying it's a pop star, but every gem has been a singer.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's cool.
Like even like the fusion between Garnet and Amethyst. That's Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, I mean, like I know that one,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, the show deals with songs a lot at various points, so it makes sense.
Oh no, I know. I'm just asking. What do you think about Blue Diamond? Like, what do you think of her character?
Um, she means well. I don't know. I want to see more.
Yeah.
Not really sure.
Like we haven't seen what the diamonds can do in terms of power and whatnot.
Hmm.
Like they're both like giant, like that's for sure. Like we've seen like their stature. The scene where Greg and Steven are sneaking out the end, and like Yellow Diamond singing her song. You see just how big they are, and they can just like pick them
Yeah,
up by like nothing.
yeah,
What
but
what'd you think of all the rose quartzes being kept in the zoo to be destroyed?
you mean like all the bubbled stuff?
Yeah, apparently Yellow Diamond says that because of Rose Quartz, what she did to Pink Diamond, the entire vein, the entire line
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Rose Quartzes need to be destroyed. So they've collected every single Rose Quartz.
yeah. Me and you kind of thought he would at least interact with one of them or like take one back or something. I mean, technically, maybe it's like that he actually did and they just didn't really show it. And he's like, "Hey guys, actually, I did take the," and it's like some episode, but like, um,
I think that might be traumatizing. I don't, like imagine like bringing back with you
well, of course,
because
you can
we
have
don't know. We don't
well,
know.
I mean, we talked about it. It's going to be a very stereotypical thing then, where they're not used to the civilization, but they're going to show backstory. It's going to tell some story about the war or whatever. Whatever.
No, no,
But
no,
like,
no, no, no. Not even talking about that. Just the fact of bringing a Rose Quartz back. We don't know if she'll look like Steven's mom,
oh,
like Rose
oh,
Quartz, or if she'll look different. If she looks almost exact to like Rose Quartz,
Pearl would die.
Pearl would die. Steven would be like, "You're not my mom, though." Like there'd be so much like it would affect everyone. Having
And then
Greg,
Greg wouldn't know, and then,
no, 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 no,
and then it would get very confusing.
no.
And
Greg
then
would.
they have a kid, and then she dies again. And
I gotta stop doing this.
see, if this was more like a rated M kind of show,
See, me and Greg have the same problem with girls with pink hair. We just can't help ourselves.
or rated MA as they do it for TV. If it was like that, I could totally see that be in the situation where it's like, oh no, not again.
Yeah.
It'd be like a funny side thing that actually wouldn't really happen, but it'd be like a side thought. I don't know, like it'd just be a funny throw in. But I mean, I just thought it was very interesting seeing all of them. I mean, even the whole zoo concept is very interesting, and how these people have literally now grown up being in this, and like, I don't know, they don't know any better. But I thought it was also very interesting how they do take very good care of them, technically.
Well, that's the thing. They keep breeding them with each other over and over again over thousands of years to make like what they consider to be the perfect specimen.
Yeah,
So like
but
that's
I mean,
why
like,
the choosing is like them picking like, oh, these are good genes to go with these good genes, and like
yeah,
breeding humans. It's weird.
but I think it's very interesting.
Oh
And
yeah, it's very interesting.
I mean, I also love how Greg is called Gareg.
Gareg,
It's like the greatest thing.
Steven,
And then
the bits. That's you, right?
say it.
Say it.
The one guy that said that, like the one guy in the theater, it was great. I was literally just like really laughing to myself when I heard the guy say that. But it was very interesting. And I'm telling you, I was telling you before, I forget if you actually agreed with me, but yo, that girl was all over Greg, man.
She was, and she was pretty good looking too.
I know it.
But at the same time, Greg is so loyal. Like, even if Greg found some like another woman in his life, I don't think he would ever do it just because like Rose meant the world to him.
But it's been years.
Yeah, but
Now I feel like I'm talking this guy out of like being a widow. I'm like, man, you got to move on.
I mean,
It's sort of true on some level, honestly.
but do you think like this is getting a little deep? But do you think if you found the love of your life and she passed away, do you think you would ever be with anyone else after that? Personally, I don't think I could.
Oh man, that's a tough question. I mean, some people do it.
Like
But then you wonder, well, is that the true love of your life? Then, but um, I I don't know. I really don't have an answer for you.
exactly. But I think I don't. I like. There was a subtle hint where when they were doing the choosing and Greg realized, wait, this is marriage. He started freaking out. I think that goes to show you right there that he is not ready to let go or is not ready to remarry in some way.
Yes, but then, oh man,
I know.
she was good.
Well, you and me talked a little bit. We think that they're going to go back to this concept because there's no way they're leaving the zoo, the
Yeah,
humans.
they're not just gonna leave them there.
Yeah, and we agreed there might be an episode they bring them to Earth and they can't adjust and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I think they at least bring the entire like the spaceship of the zoo, the station, to like the moon to like orbit around, just to keep an eye on them.
I mean, I also thought Sapphire did an incredible job in that episode.
Sapphire is great, and I love every time that Ruby and Sapphire need to like separate to do something.
No.
Ruby just keeps getting pissed.
Well, okay, I do like that, but like they have this like odd tension that I just don't like for some reason.
They're perfect for each other. They love each other.
I know, but I don't know. It just doesn't fit in the cartoon exactly, and I'm like, ah.
He's her Laffy Saffy.
You're right. Man, I don't know.
What'd you think of the new gem, Holly Blue Agnet?
I kind of like her.
It's funny how like I don't want to compare this to One Piece, Film Gold, but like this was like another like Steven Universe does like a heist movie. Like the third episode was called Gem Heist, and like they planned it all out. They were gonna like do some stuff with the guards. Like it was all like planned out. Holly Blue Agnes is a perfect like warden type bad guy. And at the end,
it would be really interesting if Rebecca Sugar was the daughter of Oda.
Oh, that'd be cool, but no.
Okay, anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
Lapis terraforms. The heck is terraform?
Okay, so this has been a big debate online. During Yellow Diamond's song, she starts listing off what gems are made for.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And Lapis's line, it does like it's not clear what she's saying. Everyone agrees that Lapis terraforms is what the actual like phrases, but it sounds like Lapis teleports or Lapis terrifies. Like it's not clear exactly what she's saying.
Mm.
But everyone thinks terraforms make sense. Meaning that Lapis has the power, like we saw in the ocean episode. She lifted the entire ocean into the sky as a giant pillar. Remember she drained the entire ocean?
Oh yeah, that was fun.
So in theory, Lapis has the power to just terraform, like flood the entire Earth and start over.
Yeah, man. That's why Noah built his ark.
Hey, you joke about that, but that could be the reason in the Steven Universe world.
I mean, I don't know. Sure.
Yeah, so...
Also, I do love Dee's comment. My favorite kind of story progression is through singing and crying.
I agree with that, actually.
That is your reactions, Ken. Oh, man.
I like crying at good stuff.
I know, but, like, man. It was, that's one thing in the One Piece movie. I saw you, like, starting to tear up at one moment.
Dude, the stuff with Gil Tesoro, with, like, the fact that he lost someone like that, it hurt me a little bit.
I know. I was ready to console. I was gonna like pat you on the shoulder. I was gonna be like, "Man, it's okay."
Back to Steven, though.
Yeah.
So since we mentioned that song, what'd you think of What's the Use of Feeling Blue?
It was alright.
It was our first villain song ever in the show.
I mean, it was weird. Like, it was good. It was whatever, but like, it didn't have a lasting impression on me for some reason.
Well, it's not like a catchy little tune like all the other like Steven songs, but
Maybe that's why.
It was a very operatic, very like deep song.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I meant to say this before. I thought it was really funny when D wrote, "He will drive his van into your heart if you question him." But
Dude, I'm waiting for that episode where he does like sacrifice the van to like blow up a spaceship or like knock someone out, kind of
God,
thing.
no. I'd let the world burn before that van goes away. But
Oh, wait, so here's
so the thing is, yeah, it wasn't as catchy as that song,
yeah.
but it was powerful in its message. I mean, definitely what it was saying and whatever. Um,
Here's the lines that were questioned for a while. An army has a use; they can go and fight a war. A sapphire has a use; she can tell you what it's for. An agate terrifies; a lapis terraforms. Where's their diamond when they need her blue? You've got to be a leader, blue. So this is when she's like basically like berating Blue Diamond. But so an agate terrifies, meaning like an agate keeps people in line, keeps them scared, and a
mhm.
lapis terraforms, which just terraforming alone is such a big thing that I think we're going to see a much bigger emphasis on lapis when we get back.
Maybe.
Yeah. But then the part I really like is at the end when Yellow Diamond's finishing up the song, Yellow Diamond starts breaking down, where she's like, "Yes, of course we still love her, and we're always thinking of her. Don't you know that I miss her too?" And then like from that point forward, she starts like breaking down, the chords come a little bit like off key a little bit.
Hmm.
But that just shows that Yellow Diamond, who up to this point has been this big, powerful, evil person, she's hurting too.
See, everyone's got this backstory, man.
But it goes back to the thing, like, do you think that Rose really shattered Pink Diamond?
Yep.
See, I ever since the Bismuth episode where Rose bubbled Bismuth because she refused to shatter a gem, and then she goes to shatters Pink Diamond.
I'll use this as an example. Um, oh God, how does it start? Um, are you Patrick Star? Yep. And this is your ID? Yep. I found this ID in this wallet. Makes sense to me. So then it must be yours. It's not my wallet. See, exactly. It's the same kind of comparison there, man. I'm Man Ray in this situation.
But okay, here's the thing.
I'm putting it together,
In,
and it makes sense.
in the first episode, we saw Blue Diamond visiting basically the grave, quote unquote, of Pink Diamond. Not really the grave, just where her little like carriage thing was last like left in Korea.
Yeah.
You would think if she had shattered, someone would have picked up the pieces.
I mean,
Like
as
blue, like
poetic justice like that as that sounds,
like Blue
I
Diamond.
don't.
Blue Diamond's freaking out. Like, oh, we can't blow up her Earth. It's her Earth. Oh, we can't hurt her humans. They're her humans. Oh, this is her ship. We can't damage her ship. Like all these things over and over again. So clearly she's been gone. Excuse me. But do you? I don't think that she shattered. I think if anything, Rose like absorbed her or hit her somewhere or did something like that. And we also don't know the time. Like, well, we do know the time. So the shattering, quote unquote, of Pink Diamond ends the war, and then 5,000 years later, Greg and all this stuff happens with her. Like 5,000 years, and they didn't like check. I don't know.
They got to make it interesting. You can't check, and then something's gonna happen. I don't know. You're probably right, but
D's like, I'm gonna super glue Pink Diamond back together. I think that's like, unless they keep Pink Diamond only to flashbacks. Like, again, we still haven't seen Pink Diamond. What she really like. Again, there's that entirely that Rose is Pink Diamond, quote unquote, which I don't think is true at all.
no.
Like we didn't.
Especially based on size comparison.
Yeah,
Not that size no, but
but it's interesting. We've seen blue and yellow. They've mentioned pink. No one has even talked about white diamond yet.
yeah, I don't know. Rebecca Sugar dropping the ball
Like the only time we've seen white diamond, it's not dropping the ball. Josh,
or hiding the ball. I don't know.
the only time we've seen white diamond is all when they were on the moon temple and we saw those four big like pictures of them
yes.
all. And we saw white diamond, which white diamond honestly looks the most powerful of all four of them, just from that
Maybe.
mosaic.
And, actually, Dee's point's very interesting. Um, Read that.
Pink Diamond is in lion's mane. She is in the chest. Who will we see first, pink or white? I think we'll definitely see pink first.
Oh, the fact she's in the chest, that'd be very interesting.
It could be. There was the whole thing. We saw Bismuth back when Steven first went into the main. We saw the bubble with Bismuth back all the way then in that episode.
That is true.
And they never addressed it until the 100th episode.
Oh, man. You know, also, speaking of...
Or I think that lion might be Pink Diamond. Again, we saw the one episode where it was Jamie's ancestor walking in the desert, and
Yes.
he found Rose and tons of lions,
Oh.
none of them were pink. And
I
like,
thought they were all pink.
I don't think I could be remembering them wrong.
I thought they were all looking like lion, and it was like, what the
I
heck?
think they all looked like lion, but they weren't. Let me look.
I thought they were just pink too.
Rose quartz.
I really thought they were.
Lions. I could be wrong. Let me check.
And while you're checking, yes, thank you, Mr. Slayer. You are like the ultimate fanboy of everything I say. It's great.
And there's
I
there's
appreciate
the
you.
theory that rose quartz is lion, and like all like I don't know.
And when Jacob's saying the drive the van into the heart, you know, it'd be really funny if Andy comes back and does a duet and says, "Let me drive my plane into your heart." It'd be great.
Okay, I just looked it up. All the lions that Jamie sees are normal lions, like yellow and orange lions. But now we have this pink lion, and they keep stressing, like Pearl said over and over again, I didn't know Rose had a lion, like saying things over and over again. How would she not know that she has not one but like multiple lions, and now there's a pink lion?
Pearl's slacking.
I don't know. I think there's a much bigger mystery that they're crafting over here, and I'm just like, ugh.
In due time, sir. There's no manga.
Yeah, that's true.
Fanboy Nabra. Okay, fangirl. Not bad.
But yeah, this is all the Steven Universe we're getting for a while. There's no like return date for the show, so who knows how long it'll be till we get another episode.
The Cartoon Network curse.
Yep.
Ugh. Well,
Overall, I was very happy with this like burst though. It gave us a lot of lore. It gave us our first villain song. Gave it a lot of stuff to think about. I was very happy with it.
Yes.
And thank you, shout out to D in the chat. He I was on stream one night, he's like, yeah, so all the episodes leaked. I'm like, what? I remember that night, I after the stream, I went and go watched it all.
Took an L there, yeah, man. That's right. 1 point for me. But anyway, in a semi-transition, not really transition at all, but I was just seeing this. I gotta get your opinion. What's your opinion on the Salt Bay?
Oh, it's hilarious.
Fair enough. Anyway.
Why? Do you not like it?
I don't know. He's way too overhyped. And half the salt goes on the man's forearm.
No. Him himself and all of that, horrible. The meme, hilarious.
I mean, I think he's actually a very good, cook or chef or whatever.
I'm sure he is, but I don't care about him for that reason.
Also, I'm surprised. In Istanbul. Istanbul's, dangerous right now.
Everywhere is dangerous. New York is dangerous right now.
Well, Istanbul's, Turkey is not safe.
Turkey is okay, but steak is better.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
Anyway. Rose is in Superman cave and has herself. I don't know, man. I'm not good on Superman. Maybe you're right.
We're moving past. That's a very good point. We're going past it now. All I'm saying is that something's wrong with Rose, and they better give us a goddamn answer soon.
Hey.
Because I'm still convinced that we'll see an episode where Rose takes back her body, but Steven is nowhere to be found, and she's like, I can stay like this, but then Steven no longer exists. And she'll go back in, and Steven will come back out. It still makes no sense how Steven even exists. In the 3 Gems and a Baby, we saw Steven glow, and they're like, "What's that glow? What's going on?"
Yeah, what the heck was that?
We don't know if that's just Steven's powers activating, or there's something more. And one thing I'll mention: Steven is getting a lot stronger. He's lifting up Greg and cars now, they're
very
nothing.
Subtly though. He's not really putting it into anything, but
well, that's they're not addressing it at all. They're not laboring on it. Just you're seeing him do things he's jumping and picking up things and using he's getting a lot stronger.
True. I mean, he doesn't go to school. He doesn't do anything, so
Yeah, that I don't understand. How is he just not? I don't
he's
know.
just chilling, man.
The bits. That's you, right? Say it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the rest of the movies and shows and various things that we've been watching.
Sir, yes, sir.
How should we tackle this?
Uh, I don't know. Well, since we both watched that stuff, then I don't know.
So,
We can move on
okay,
to other stuff. By the way, also shout out to Random Rumble on YouTube. Oh, Steven Universe. While you have a picture of Peridot, yo, I love Peridot.
he
Peridot,
loves
my girl.
Peridot. Peridot's awesome.
Peridot's amazing. Like when
If
we discovered
Peridot,
Peridot's Twitter account.
that was great.
uh,
I'm really hoping that Peridot and Lapis fuse. They're that buddy buddy now, I think, and like as soon as they left Peridot and Lapis in charge of the Earth when they left, I'm like, oh please, tell me they come back and like something bad happened and they had a fuse to like protect the Earth.
ooh. Anyway, so in looking at it, why don't we maybe talk about things we both watched?
Okay,
Since we're still talking about both, kind of
all right.
technically.
Let's start with Westworld then, because you haven't finished it yet.
True.
How far have you seen of Westworld?
3 episodes worth
Okay, you've seen nothing
out of
then.
10.
Okay,
But
what are your thoughts and opinions then, so I can kind of like bounce off of you?
I think it's very interesting. I mean, we started off where like I was watching this like while at home with my family and stuff because my dad was very interested in watching it, and then you know we started off where we watched actually the movie first.
Yeah, which has nothing to do with it.
No, but
It's good
very
to know
interesting.
where the idea came from.
Yeah, but then so we started watching the actual like current episode stuff. Very interesting, very complicated actually, a lot more depth than I thought it would be. And kind of curious where it's going to go cuz I mean, you have this girl that's like the oldest one there and all of a sudden she's now kind of or multiple people are kind of calling back their former like roles in the park and like
Hmm.
getting very interesting and like things are changing in ways it shouldn't and kind of curious where it's going to go. A few interesting dynamics with even just the worker people, and I think it's a really cool concept in general, though, with the whole like you kind of go and you do this stuff. A little
Now,
violent, but yeah.
if you could visit any time period as like a theme park like this, where would you want to go?
If it was a time period,
Time period and a place. So, like for me, I would say feudal Japan.
well, that's dangerous, man.
So is the Wild West, but you can't get hurt here.
True. I'd honestly think going in the height of the Renaissance would be really cool
The Renaissance, where?
in Italy.
Okay.
I guess.
There's more than one Renaissance. That's what I was asking.
Well, there's 3 periods of the Renaissance.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I was
not
asking.
like
Like,
okay, in the middle of it,
okay,
the middle period.
okay,
That's the most exciting, man.
okay.
Well, actually, late Renaissance is probably pretty good too.
When was the age?
But
When was the Age of Enlightenment?
it's 1400s,
That sounds good to me too.
or is it 16? I think no, maybe it is 1600. No, 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 that's too late.
That's too late now. It,
It's either 12 or 14.
it doesn't really matter too much, but
Now I gotta look at it. It's gonna bother me.
yeah, but no, Westworld is an absolutely amazing show. Did you love that first episode? Did you pick up on the first episode during?
Wow, I was right. It started in 1600s.
Really? Wow. Gee.
I just thought it would.
Okay.
Wow. Even some people argue it started 1701. Fair enough.
Did you catch in the Westworld in the first episode the music that was playing at the end?
Was that the callback to the starting of the day song?
No. In Westworld, all the music is like pop culture songs, like current like songs, but done in a Western style. So during the final sequence in the first episode, the entire song that's playing in the background is painted black, but it's done in like a
that's right.
Western
That sounds
style.
familiar. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I didn't think much of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
every
okay.
episode, I think every episode has a song that's a modern day song done in a Western style and then put in the show.
I I mean, I do think it's a very well done show, in my opinion. And
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
people rate it very highly. There's nothing to get picky about the animation because it's people. I mean, I guess you get picky about CGI actually, but I mean, with
there's
stuff,
very little from what I can tell. Everything looks pretty practical.
yeah, and especially with stuff today, it's like hard to really be picky about it because everything looks so good. But like, I don't know. I mean, I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
Seems like a really good show.
it's honestly it's a show that I watched and I felt dumb watching it sometimes because they say things, they go over things that I just like went over my head, which doesn't really happen to me in sci-fi at all. But I ended up watching this show like pretty much 3 times through because I started watching it by myself, and then my dad wanted to watch it, so I went back and started watching it again, and then Joey started wanting to watch it too, so I went back and watched it again with Joey as well, and each time I was the furthest in the watcher of like the watching sequence of all three of them. And after a certain point, when you go back and watch scenes over again, they're completely different to you when you realize what exactly is going on in the overall show. So if you feel lost or confused or things don't make sense to you, note it and then save it for later. Don't harp on it too long. Yeah.
So
I'll
yeah,
say
I mean,
I'll say no more. I'm excited for you to keep watching it though.
yeah, I mean, eventually I'll catch up with it and I'll watch the rest of it. So yeah, Westworld, it's a good show. Every episode though is very long.
Well, it's
like
it's HBO, yeah.
HBO. It's a little over an hour per episode. So 10 episodes. It is a long time, 10 hours.
You have plenty of time to catch up though, because they're not going to do a season 2 for like a couple of years.
Good.
Because
So
it took them this long to make the first season, and originally it was a standalone story, and now like they're expanding.
so um, it's good. So we'll see. I mean, maybe I'll provide more of an update, and we can have more of a discussion eventually when I watch it. The rest of it. Um. So yeah, that's that show. What else do we have on the list?
We also saw the movie La La Land, which cleaned up at the Golden Globes.
See, I never watch any of that stuff, but I heard whatever, and people are like, "Oh my god, this won so many awards," and then
I'm more of an Oscars guy, and the Golden Globes are like, you pay attention to what happens at the Golden Globes to like kind of gauge the Oscar results. They're never like exact, but there's always like a pattern. And La La Land claimed like most, if not all, the awards.
well, as someone who watches no awards, I don't really care either way. But my brother recommended this movie, and he was like, "We should all go watch this or whatever." So I was like, "Sure, what the heck?" Literally no idea what it's about, no idea who's in it. All I knew was he said the title was called La La Land. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. But then I don't. It was a really good movie. Honestly, it's like this musical
Fantastic movie, yeah.
and musical kind of movie, and I don't know. It was just really, it was good. It was like captivating in a sense, and it felt refreshing. It felt like watching a play, even on like Broadway or something, or I don't know, just some actual play, even like one of your plays or something. I don't know. It just made me think of those kinds of times where just see that stuff and they break out into song. I don't know. It's refreshing once in a while. Like I'm not like someone who loves to go see that like every single day of my life, but every now and again it's like, wow, it's really good. Like I actually really do enjoy that type of genre. So I thought it was a really good movie.
It was a lot different when I went into what I thought it was going to be. I was expecting more of a Broadway-esque kind of like lots of music, lots of singing, where this was more about the music itself than the singing part.
True.
Emma Stone and Jake Gyllenhaal are not trained singers, and like that shows in their parts. It was more about the dancing.
Okay, I gotta stop. I'm sorry. I love you to death, but like
Ryan Gosling.
And I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
Ryan Gosling. I keep getting them mixed. I don't know why.
Jake Gyllenhaal's the man, even though some people really hate on him.
Ryan Gosling. I know.
Thank
I
you.
keep getting them mixed up. Like they're not terrific singers. They're very good for what they do in this movie, but it was really more about the music itself, the dance numbers, the tapping, the jazz in the background. Like that was the main focus of the movie, and it reminded me of the old school like Singing in the Rain, those old those musical movies that were out, where it's less about the singing and just more about just the entertainment value of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, like, I'm not saying like in a Broadway show there is music, just long music numbers and long dance numbers as well. But like in a Broadway show, you'll get like 8, 9, 10 songs in the first act of all singing, and then same thing for Act Two. Where this one, I have the soundtrack for the movie. There's like 5 or 6 like singing songs here, and
mhm.
then the rest of it is like the planetarium scene where there's no singing and just this beautiful jazzy dance number, which is amazing.
True, but I mean, I don't know. It was just really enjoyable and a lot of. I can't even like necessarily pinpoint stuff. I think it was. It seemed like oh, this really basic story at first, but then it kind of like actually evolved into this more complex kind of thing, and it was a pleasant surprise. And I thought, I mean, despite the Emma Stone hater, Mr. Slayer, I was
Emma
never a
Stone
fan.
is a treasure. Don't you dare, Slayer.
I was honestly not a fan of her at first, like a few years ago. I was like, she's way too overhyped and she's kind of meh.
Oh, I
But
love her.
she's really grown on me. Not to the point where like I love her, oh my god, but like she's pretty good. And she did a really nice job in this movie, so I got to give it to her. And but like I mean, I don't want to give away the whole movie, but like
Well,
that story got interesting at the end. I don't know.
that like the ending absolutely wrecked me. I'll say that much.
I did not expect it on. I just really didn't actually. So
As watching the movie, like from a like you know me, I overanalyze everything, like director stuff and whatnot. As soon as they started showing, like, oh, this is like winter, this is spring,
yeah,
this is,
yeah.
I saw the cues, like, okay, winter. Both of them are very like not dead, but like their lives aren't going anywhere. They're very like nothing's happening in their life. That's winter when it's cold and it's dreary. Then spring, that's when their relationship starts. Things spring up. Summer is hot and heavy, and then the fall of their relationship is in the fall. Like they matched that.
Oh,
They did that. They did that on purpose. Like that was like matched up
I
almost
didn't even
perfectly.
catch that actually.
So I figured that
Well, see,
okay.
that's why it won awards. But yes,
Oh no, it's gonna win awards for so many. Like Hollywood loves jerking itself off. Like I mean that in like the nicest way. Like the Oscars love movies about making movies in Hollywood. And from like the filmed in Hollywood Tecmo sign in the beginning, and like them passing by like actual sets in Hollywood, and like all the different stuff like that. This movie is like made for old school Hollywood fans, and that's what wins the Oscars over and over again.
it's true. I mean, it seems like an easy formula. No one does it, but um, one thing also speak about sort of that stuff where you're saying old school. Thought it was actually really compelling when the one point where I thought, oh, by the way, the John Legend, not really a cameo because he was kind of sort of a main character.
Supporting
Like,
role.
I thought he did a really nice job. First of all, I like John Legend a lot because I saw him like in concert and like almost like this private concert thing, and it was like 2012, I think,
Uh huh.
and like I was literally like 2 feet or even less away from this man.
That's creepy. Okay.
Well, I mean, watch it, whatever. Like it was like this private of a thing, and it wasn't like he was elevated on stage. Like he was like right in front of me. I was like, what the heck? It was really interesting. But so I like him a lot. I really like his music. I think he does a great job. And but in the movie, he actually had a really compelling line, and it seemed kind of basic, but I actually really liked it. And he said, he was telling Ryan or what's his name, Sebastian in the movie.
Yeah.
He was saying, if you really love jazz that much, even these pioneers, they broke the ground for it, whatever, and all you're doing is doing the same thing they're doing. You would think that they'd want to keep progressing jazz and progressing the music. Don't just stay in the past. The way he said it, it was very compelling. Actually, it made a lot of sense, and you can really apply that to a lot of things.
It is too, but the same way you see what happens when he tries to progress, like he does progress it for a while, but it becomes something that's not jazz anymore. And like Emma Stone even says, like, do you even like what you're playing anymore?
Well,
Because
no, I know it brings this whole argument, but I think it's a good discussion to have, and I thought it was a very compelling kind of statement, and I don't know, I really liked it, and Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's. I just I found a lot of very interesting points in the movie, very interesting things, and I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. So
Yeah. The ending again, like just the ending really it broke me just because I don't want to compare it too much to my personal life, but like you could see how like I could like you know what I mean, right?
mm, mm.
If everything had gone right,
Yeah, you'd have your own jazz club named Ken's.
it was really funny because I didn't catch that his name was Sebastian for like the first half of the movie.
You were
Like,
just like, what the heck?
yeah, no,
What?
it's only when she said like you should name the place Seb's. I'm like, that's a horrible name. Why would you call it that? And then like someone said Sebastian, like, oh, his name's Sebastian. Okay, I get it.
You were like, how'd this win awards? That's terrible. Oh man.
I loved they just minor thing. J.K. Simmons played the owner of that restaurant,
Yes, yes.
and like just play the normal music. So like, can I do a little like you and me, like one for me, one for you?
Oh,
Like
uh-huh,
nope,
uh-huh.
just do the music. Okay, so can I do every like other song? Like nope, just the music. All right, thank you.
Yeah,
Then
it
he
was a
fired.
mutual decision, right? No, my decision. Oh, right.
Exactly. He just would not budge an inch. Like that's great. Like such a minor role for J.K. Simmons, but
I do like the man. He's a little overrated, I think, at times for my taste, but I do like him.
he's getting a lot of attention lately because his voice acting has been great. He was in like Kung Fu Panda 3. He did a great job. He was in Whiplash a couple years ago, which is a fantastic movie.
I mean, he also does farmers insurance commercials.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
You know, it's actually the more I always listen at, that's the most like unoriginal slogan I've ever heard in my life, but it's so catchy.
That's all you need. As long as it's
I
catchy,
know
it
it's
stays.
ridiculous, so I give him a lot of credit, whoever came up with that. But yeah, La La Land, kind of a weird name, but it actually makes a lot of sense when you watch the movie. Why the name makes sense there,
Do you know why it's
but
called La La Land, Josh?
will become it. You know, they live out like their fantasies, and it's a lot of
Josh, how do you spell law?
L O. Rip. Okay, I'm done with that point. So
It's a
anyway,
fantasy life mixed with L.A. and Hollywood and
this is why they
wow.
won awards, man. Um,
Again, come Oscars, put all your money on La La Land.
you should really watch
Do
the movie.
it's gonna
It's
do
a good
great.
movie.
Really weird though. Like it took me forever to find it in theaters because it had limited release the first month it was out, and then it was in all theaters for 1 week, and then after that 1 week it was only in big theaters. Like I had to go to Stony Brook to see it. Like he was in Huntington for like a week, and then it was gone.
I mean, I whenever I'm home, I always usually go to Regal in Deer Park.
See, Regal's okay. Just I don't know.
I mean, I love it, and like my dad has like, well, not that we get anything special, but like that's where like his PSA things go.
Gotcha.
They put it in
Yeah.
the movie theater, so we like Regal because they kind of help us out, and my dad
I've
gets
been all
cool
about
connections.
I've been all about Huntington lately because they redid the Huntington Theater.
Oh yeah,
And
you told me that.
every
Yeah, I need to
seat is
see
a
that.
yeah. It's amazing. Next time you come on, we'll go see something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And just to catch up on some of these comments, D, I know you treasure Binding of Isaac and Illuminati. Very nice.
Well, is he saying? No, I think he's saying he treasures Emma Stone too.
No, yeah, I know. He treasures Emma Stone. Slayer digresses.
Okay, we don't have time to read all the comments. Let's just keep going
Well,
on.
Black Mirror, I did honestly hear Black Mirror is a great show.
Have you not watched Black Mirror?
No, it's on Netflix.
Oh my god, Josh.
I know. It's you know, actually a girl in the Apple store was telling me about that.
Go on.
No, it was like me and my parents, and we were in there. My dad wanted to ask about like the Apple Watch or something, and then all of a sudden she goes off on some tangent about this show called Black Mirror, and I was like, "Oh, I'll look it up." So, but yeah, you know, um, whatever. And also, if I have retinas, well, I don't have a retina display. I also wear contacts, so I'm kind of blind. But J.K. Simmons is great. Yeah, I mean, he is great. Wait, how do you do that pointing up thing? What the heck is that?
What?
Oh, it's not even how do you do that? D, you
what?
should tell me how you do that
Stop
pointing up
looking
thing.
at the chat. We're talking here. Come on, dude.
It's kind of a two-way street, you know?
It's an emoticon or
You're-
emoji.
Oh,
It's the up
Emote.
emoji. It's the
Emote.
no. It's an emoji on the phone.
What?
Josh.
Anyway. Yes,
No.
sir.
Black Mirror is a fantastic show.
Mm.
They had, I think it was 2 seasons, and then they had a Christmas special, and then Netflix picked up for a full third season. So I think it was like 2 or 3 episodes each per season originally. And then they had the Christmas special with John Hamm, which the Christmas episode is the most heartbreaking and most like again, I know I cry at a lot of things, but like the Christmas episode of Black Mirror, I'll never be able to watch that again. I watched it once, I cannot go back and make myself watch it again. I think I will legit like lose any sanity I have left. And then
Uh-oh.
all of the Netflix series was great too. A little bit different because like it's out, like it's still the original creator's hands who are doing it, but like the stories didn't seem as impactful as the original ones. But it's like it's like the Twilight Zone if it was
Oh, yeah,
happening
yeah.
in
That's
modern.
how the Apple Store lady said it.
Yeah,
Yep.
like the Black Mirror refers to our phones. Look,
Oh.
Josh, look at your phone when it's off.
Oh my God, it's me. It's a
It's
Black
it's
Mirror.
a Black
Actually, see,
Mirror.
the thing is, because they're not accounting for updated iPhones, because with the iPhone 7, which don't you have now, right?
Oh, I turned off Raise to Wake because it was draining battery.
What?
It,
I
it,
think it's
it,
really cool.
It's very cool. It drains a lot of battery. I've been like, I noticed the difference right away.
I don't raise it that much to where it takes effect. So
Oh, see, well, I'm always fiddling with my phone, so.
I got better things to do in life, Kenneth.
Okay, well, I don't, so. Rub it in my face. Have you heard any, like, the Black Mirror, like, any, like, the storylines at all? Like,
No.
everything is standalone. Like, you watch an episode and it's done. It's a standalone story, just like the
Okay.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
But, like, there's one episode where it's in the future where you live in, like, a room with 4 screens on each side of you, and you're forced to watch media all day. And there
First, watch what?
media, just like TV shows, just something like there's always something on. And
I mean, that's any TV.
yeah, but here's the
Okay.
you can watch whatever you want, and there are tons and tons and tons of ads, but you can spend credits to get rid of the ads. Now, the only way to get credits for anything in life in this world is to ride a bike all day, like kind of like a
Why can't you just watch the ads?
Well, you can, but here's where it gets like creepy. So everything in life costs credits. So people are on bikes all day. They're on a bike. They're like playing like games and stuff like that. But, like they have to power this bike all day to earn credits. The more you bike, the more credits you earn, etc., etc. And then if you earn enough credits, you're allowed to like go participate like in a TV show or like go on a reality show and whatnot.
Huh.
So this guy and this girl meet up together. And like they kind of like they meet each other, they fall in love, blah blah. And she wants to go on to this like American Idol show because she's an amazing singer. And if she can get a job singing, she doesn't have to power the bikes anymore. So he gives her like he's been saving up credits for years to like move out of this place, but he gives her all her credits to go on the show. So she goes on the show and sings beautiful, amazing, like the most amazing voice ever. And the judges say she's too good, that she wouldn't do well. Like she'd make other people in the world feel bad because she's such a good singer, but she would do great for porn. So they force her to do porn from that point forward. So not a big deal, but like they take her away. He never sees her again until. So now he has no credits now to skip the ad. He gave all his credits away, so now he's forced to watch the ads. All the ads are for porn videos of her getting, like you can assume like, and so then he doesn't know what to do. Like he's going crazy. He's forced to watch them. When you don't watch them, they start cutting your oxygen. You start dying. Like you are forced to keep your eyes open and watch it. And he's watching the girl of his dreams. Just like again, that's only the beginning of the episode too. It gets a lot.
You in tease?
Yeah, it's good.
Well, okay. To bring it to a sort of funnier note, it reminds me of, I think it was a couple different shows. One of them comes to mind. I think it was Family Guy, where Quagmire and Cleveland are locked up in some basement and they're forced to watch this one ad over and over.
Yes, Stewie leaves it on for them, and they start repeating it because they've listened so many times. And then it ends with Cleveland. You hear I'm getting a spin-off.
Okay, well, but like I thought that was hilarious. Like I was actually really laughing when they were saying that stuff. It was really funny. I don't know, it just made me think of that. But a very interesting concept.
Yeah, no, I think you enjoy Black Mirror. Again, they're very long. Like I think they're over an hour long each episode. But again, it's a thing where you watch it and then you can watch another one like in like a month if you want because they're not connected at all.
Yeah, and to answer Dee's question, and it's also informative for everyone. At least to my knowledge, it's on Netflix.
Yep, it's all on Netflix. Black
Is
Mirror.
it exclusively on Netflix?
Now it is.
Do you know?
Yes, now because Netflix owns it, it's all Netflix.
Okay. So you need Netflix to watch it, or you need a friend with Netflix that is willing to give you a password.
The first 2 seasons are 3 episodes each. Then there's a Christmas special, and then they did a full length, like 8 or 9.
Did you just say the first 3 episodes are 3 episodes each?
The first 2 seasons are 3 episodes each.
Did you say 2 seasons?
I
feel like you said the first 3 episodes are 3 episodes each.
I could have flubbed my words. Who knows?
I mean, I would love to say that you said that because it makes it sound funnier for me.
Okay, yeah. There you go. It's fine.
Anyway, yeah. So
yeah,
it was a cool show. I gotta look into that at some point. What else we got on the menu?
Well, speaking of Netflix shows, you watched BoJack Horseman?
Yeah, man.
I've been told by so many people to watch this show that it's actually really good and clever and funny. I just haven't brought myself to watch it at all.
So here's the thing. I'm like disabled on the couch, sitting there, can't move. And I'm like, well, we have Netflix, and I just never actually watch Netflix. So I'm like, let me just check out what's on here.
You don't have to start each story saying like, oh, I can't move. I have Netflix. Blah, blah, blah. We understand that you were incapacitated for long periods of time.
No, I have to use my disability to my advantage.
Oh, my God. Welcome to America. Keep going.
Man, I spilled coffee on myself. Give me a break. No. Did you actually... Okay, I hate that man, but the Adam ruins everything guy...
Just keep going. Don't talk about him.
No, he had a whole episode on that lady. Very interesting, actually. You should really watch that.
Okay.
It's like 5 minutes or something. But okay, so BoJack Horseman. I see even they suggested on like Facebook at one point. It was kind of weird, but it's like the show literally of a guy named BoJack Horseman, where it's literally a horse. It's kind of a weird world where
is he the only animal?
No.
Okay.
It's kind of like it's a blend between regular humans and like various animals that act like humans.
Okay.
It's kind of weird, but you just get used to it in like that is their world. Also, now thinking about it, I don't think anyone has like pets, obviously, because that'd be kind of weird. So I don't think anyone actually has a pet, but maybe they do, and I just don't remember. But so it's this guy, and he's supposed to be like, he used to be on a sitcom back in the 90s called Horsin' Around, and he was the main guy, and basically it was a sitcom with him, and he takes care of 3 orphan children, and he loves this show. Like you'll see him periodically throughout all the episodes, like they'll show clips of the show, or he'll be sitting there on the couch watching reruns of it because he loves it so much. Mm-hmm. But people generally think it was like the worst show ever, but it made him rich from it. And now he's like out of work, basically. He's uncooperative with a lot of people, and like he's just basically like a washed up sitcom star guy, but he wants to do more, sort of, and whatever. So it's about his life and like how bad it is, and it keeps getting worse and worse, and then it gets better, but then it gets worse. But there are some really funny moments, some interesting tie-ins. It's not like the most hilarious show. It's not the greatest show. It's just like, it's actually a good show. Like, I don't know. It's just a good show.
How would you compare it to Archer? Because like Archer's a show where Archer's really funny, but at the same time, it's not like poop joke funny. It's clever writing mixed with serious topics and then funny humor.
This is where it's actually really serious topics on a very deep level.
Okay.
That don't necessarily show itself until much later on in the show.
Okay.
But I mean, you think about it, it's like a guy that's like this washed up career, and it really gets you thinking almost about yourself in some certain situations.
Of course. Which
is where it sort of gets like kind of dark, kind of interesting. But it's also not necessarily hilarious at certain times, but there are moments where it's really funny. And yes, a lot of things I do find funny. There are like these clever moments where they'll reference something a few episodes ago. It's like, wait, you still have, or whatever, like, like stuff referencing something. So it's not like I'm dying laughing, but it's like, oh, it's really actually really clever. Like, so it's enjoyable to watch. They got some nice characters. I mean, they even have like some pretty notable voices. I mean, the main guy, Bojack, he's voiced by Will Arnett.
Yeah, yeah.
The guy from Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul.
Okay.
Ryan, what?
Bryan Cranston, I was going to say, but
no, the Aaron Paul guy. He does the voice of Todd in the show, which is like Bojack's like live-in roommate guy that just mooches off of him for free. But it's funny. Some other people I forget. They also bring on some famous people at some point to do certain little like cameo things. It's a very interesting show. I think you'll like it. And people say it gets gradually better. Like they have 3 seasons right now, and they did get renewed for a 4th season at some point. So I'm kind of excited for it.
Mm-hmm. Netflix shows tend to do very well with that. Like they get their seasons picked up really quickly.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it honestly did get better and better, and then you get to season 3. It's like, wow. It is pretty cool. And it's funny because, I'm not going to really spoil it, but they do even talk about like awards shows and stuff. So it's funny. There's like, you'll really appreciate it when they get to the awards show stuff. And like, I think it's season 3.
Okay.
Based on what you were saying before about this whole, well, I really only care about the Oscars or whatever you said. If you watch it and keep that in mind, I think you'll appreciate that on some level.
Okay, I got you.
But yeah, I think it's actually a good show worth watching. I don't think it's for everyone, but I liked it. I thought it was very compelling. Also, there's one girl on the show that was from the sitcom that he was on, the Horse and Around thing, that becomes a character later on. I forget her name on the show, and I forget the real person who voices her, but she also does the voice of, oh my god, now I forget. Louise from Bob's Burgers. Okay. That same person.
Gotcha.
What's the other one she does?
She was on Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
She was Mabel.
Yeah. It's that same. She has a role in there. Whatever. So, I think you'll like it also for that.
Speaking of Bob's Burgers for a quick second, have you seen the latest episode of Bob's Burgers?
I honestly have not seen an episode of this latest season. I need to catch up on that.
Just in the latest episode, Bob buys a banjo. And he like keeps waiting for like this awesome moment where it's time to play the banjo. And he's like, "Is this the moment? No. Is this the moment? No." He seems to like bring up the banjo. Like, "Is this the moment? No, it's not the banjo moment."
I gotta watch it. One of my friends in my apartment, he was watching, or I think a couple of them. They had on Bob's Burgers from Netflix or something. They're watching old ones, and I was like, "Oh man, I do need to catch up on that."
It's so good.
And yes, I see Mr. Fong chiming in. I do need to catch up on Dragon Ball too. I know.
Yeah, I didn't mention that. I'm all caught up on Dragon Ball Super, and that stuff is good.
I need to catch up on that. There's only so many things like. We'll talk more, I guess, on different things. But yeah, so that is it for the BoJack thing. I recommend it. It's on Netflix only, also. But I think it's pretty good. So
I'm gonna start just whittling off some movies I saw. You can comment if you like.
Sure.
I saw Passengers with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt.
I really want to see that.
Fantastic movie. It has just enough comedy for you to like, that's great. There's a lot of they have really good chemistry together, so it's like, okay, it's like nice looking at them. I love Jennifer Lawrence too, so
I think she was good, and then she got really overhyped. Like, way too overhyped.
I think she knows that she's overhyped, and I think she pulls herself back at points now. Like, she blew up because of Hunger Games, but even now she's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing anything like that again, so I think she knows.
I don't know. It kind of turned me off to her, but we'll see.
The only thing with Passengers is, from all the trailers are very misleading to what the story is.
I thought it was a very interesting concept.
Oh, no, the concept is correct, but how it starts off... Like, can I just tell you how the movie starts off?
Sure.
So, Chris Pratt wakes up.
Still can't believe he's married to that Anna Faris or whatever. But anyway. Yeah.
Neither the time nor the place. Well, actually, exactly the time and the place, but not now. So, Chris Pratt wakes up. And that's it.
Hey, man, that's how I start every day.
No, but there's a system failure on the ship, and Chris Pratt wakes up, and he finds out like he woke up early and whatnot, and that by the time they reach like the planet they're going to reach, he'll be long like dead by then.
Mm-hmm.
So he's by himself for a full year, and like it's like a funny montage of him like just doing whatever he wants and whatnot, yada yada yada. But then he reaches the point where he's like about to kill himself, like he's going insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then he finds Jennifer Lawrence's like pod that she's in hibernation.
Sure.
And he has the choice: do I open her pod, and I'm basically killing her because there's no way to go back to sleep after you're awoken.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, I have watched Futurama. I do know that. Yes.
But what would you do in that situation?
Well,
If you the way they phrase it in the movie is like if you could make anyone show up on a desert island with you, but then you're stranding them on the desert island for the rest of their life, you're ending their life. Like there's no way for her to go back to sleep once she's out of the pod. In all the trailers, it looks like they woke up at the same time, and it's like, oh, we woke up at the same time, yada yada, and he wakes her up, and then pretends like he didn't wake her up. Like he pretends like, oh yeah, we just kind of woke up together, I guess.
I don't know. I mean,
like how that's.
It's real. I don't know. I mean, I'd rather not just kill myself.
Okay, well, like he doesn't explicitly say he's gonna kill himself, but he's struggling. You can see like he's like the mental anguish is kind of like weighing on him. Would you open someone up? Like he doesn't pick someone at random. He finds her, and then he starts like reading like her entire bio, and she's like an author, and she has all these books. He reads all her books. Like he finds out everything about her, like everything about her, and he's like, "This is the perfect woman for me." And then he opens her up.
I mean, then there's always the question, it's uncertainty. Oh, if she stays asleep, is anything even going to happen? Is something going to be okay? I don't know.
But in if you were Chris Pratt, would you have opened her up? Knowing that she will not reach the planet and she will die before she sees the planet.
I don't know. There's part of me where I'm just like, take the selfish thing. What the heck? But
it's that uncomfortable of a situation. And then once he finally opens her up, like the movie gets like it kind of gets going a little bit. Like you love their interactions together, but it keeps weighing on you in the back of your mind the fact that he knows what he did to her.
How does he sleep at night?
Well, with her.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, there's lots of that in this movie.
Ooh.
Yeah. But then the turning point in the movie though is she finds out.
Well, naturally, and then it's, you lied to me, I'm going off, and then something bad happens, and then he goes and saves her, and then it's any generic movie, and then we're like, oh my god, it was so great. And
but
then,
it's a really good movie, though.
See, it's exactly what I said. But, I'll watch it at some point.
Yeah, speaking of space movies, I also saw Rogue One. Very good.
Oh, wait, we get Kappa HD? Oh, yo, that's hot. Anyway, yes, Rogue One.
The Star Wars movie Rogue One takes place right before the original Star Wars movie. It's fantastic if you like Star Wars.
Eventually, I need to actually watch those.
I saw Office Christmas Party.
Was that actually good?
That was the best comedy movie I've seen since The Hangover.
Which one?
The original Hangover. Everything else was shit after that. It was.
No, it's just funny hearing you say that. So confidently and so quickly.
Yeah. No, this was an amazing, amazing, amazing comedy movie. Just
really quick, though, on a side note, speaking of Hangover, do you think Between the Ferns or whatever is funny or no?
No.
I actually think it has some moments where it's actually
the
hilarious.
The only one I found funny is the Hillary interview.
Oh, okay. That was pretty good, but some of them I do think, I don't know. Whatever.
How should I contact you? Email? You got mail.
Anyway, so it was really that good of a movie?
Oh, it was amazing. I laughed the entire time. Like, start to finish, nonstop laughing. The jokes were really clever. Like, they had, like, just moments where just insanity was happening. Really, really funny.
Didn't they have a lot of famous people in there, too?
A lot of famous people in that movie, yeah.
Didn't they have Jennifer Aniston?
Yes, and she's amazing.
Ooh.
And she is good looking in the movie, too.
And she's, like, almost 50 now.
Yeah, and she does not look it at all.
Hey man, I've seen those commercials. She uses Dove soap,
I know it works.
and I use Dove soap, so
If,
naturally,
use more.
I'll look fantastic at 50.
But yeah, I cannot like again like
Okay.
it came out right around the holidays. It's called Office Christmas Party. Everything about it like was aimed like for like people who have nothing to do like around the holidays to go to the movies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's fantastic. And I also saw it's on the list here. I saw Moana,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
Disney
yeah.
movie.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
He was fantastic. That movie is one of my new all time Disney favorites. I don't think it'll have as much hold as Frozen did in terms of like the Disney Princess movie,
Mm.
but what it means to like the ethnic culture, like the Pacific Islanders and whatnot, to be represented in that movie, they did a great job. The songs are great. Story was great. It's not a love story. Like she's technically a princess, but like there's not a guy in her life and anything like that. It's all about just the adventure.
All you need is The Rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, it seems like a nice, cute little movie. Here's my question: did your friend from Hawaii see it?
Yes, and she
Did
absolutely
she
loved.
like it?
Oh, she absolutely loved it. Obsessed with it.
Okay. Um, let's see. So I have on here. I watched. Oh, so I did watch the first episode of the show called Humans. It's on. It's on Amazon Prime. I
Okay.
think. Um, not half bad. It's actually almost like a more PG version of Westworld, but with a slightly different concept, where it's like basically you get these robots that kind of it's like that old concept where they do all the house chores for you kind of thing, and it like helps you out.
Yeah.
But there's probably some dark side to it. But I've
Uh-huh.
only watched the first episode.
Okay.
It's kind of an interesting concept. Like those kinds of shows are very interesting to me. So if you like that, the show called Humans is actually probably decent. You might like it. And speaking about shows, speaking about Amazon Prime Video, whatever service, I've been trying to watch Suits. Suits, a lot of people know it. It's like the lawyer show, and actually the newest season is coming out like this week, I think, or it's like tonight or something.
Okay.
Something like that, within the next week or something. And it's basically a show about generally like a big law firm. It's all big law and glorifying it a bit, but very interesting. And for someone in my position, some of the stuff is obviously very exaggerated, very shortcutted because they cut out the very boring stuff. And it's like, oh, I did this research last night. Yet if you were that guy doing that research, oh my, I'd be hating myself. That's why I'm not doing that kind of a job.
Gotcha.
Exactly. But because they even mention straight up, and they do give you some very real things where they talk about like how it is to work at a law firm, where they're like, they expect you to answer that phone whenever they call you, if they need you to do something, any hour of the day, whatever. Like if you work at a big law firm, that's what it is. You get paid a lot of money, but literally like you have no time for anything.
Mm-hmm.
You start working at like 7 or 8 in the morning. You don't finish until like 10 o'clock at night, and you are on call at any point in between and on the weekends. So it can get very depressing very fast. And that's why a lot of people don't stay in big law. But very interesting show, very well written, very well done. I've enjoyed it so far. They're like 40-minute episodes. I'm in the middle of season 3 right now. There's nice little continuous dynamics with some of the main characters, so it's always nice to see. It's just a really good show. I mean, I don't know if it's a show that you would like, Ken, but I know
where's this on?
Amazon Prime Video.
Amazon Prime. Okay.
It's also on like I think it's on like A&E or something, like actual, it's on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people know of it. A lot of people love it. I have friends that were even asking me, "Hey, did you catch up? Are you ready for the new season?" I'm like, "Nah." But but everyone always talks to me. They're like, "How are you in law school and you never watch Suits? Like, it's a great show. You'd love it." And I'm like, eventually. I actually, now that I had time, and yes, I'm pulling up the disabled card. I got to watch it. I actually really enjoyed it. So, for people out there that haven't watched it yet, you should consider it. So let's see. Then, as for my movies, quick, and then I'll end off with a very intriguing anime that we both actually watched, which I should have added to the both actually. But,
Yeah, we I don't think we can go too long on ReZero because
no,
there's a okay. Sorry. I'm blowing up your scene here.
Thank you. Don't blow up my phone, son. Um,
Close the window, let all the stank out. And boom goes the dynamite.
oh my! It's like,
I
hey,
know.
they've charged the field. Oh my God, what's that?
An interracial couple, he's letting them finish.
I forgot about that line.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Oh yeah, it's funny how that's also audible. But anyway,
It's the same timbre that it was in the car, just like that. And boom
actually, it's
goes the
pronounced
dynamite.
timbre, even though it's spelled timber.
The timbre, no, the timbre of your voice.
No, it's actually pronounced timbre.
Really?
Not even kidding. I literally took music like theology or whatever you want to call it classes in like during undergrad, and like it's literally called timbre, but it's spelled like timber, but in a fancy like Canadian or
timbre.
British way where you have re.
Yeah.
It's timbre, but it's pronounced timbre.
Wow, you're right. Holy crap. Okay, I've been saying that.
I
I've been saying
actually
that.
know what I'm talking about. Like
No, I believe you. Just I can't believe I've been wrong.
yeah. But anyway,
I believe you're right. I can't believe I'm wrong. That's what I'm trying to say here.
gotcha. Anyway, so two movies I want to talk about really quick. I watched the movie Barry, which is actually also only on Netflix. It's interesting movie. It's a little different than what I expected, but it's on Obama, and it's weird though because it only focuses on 1 year of his life. But I guess the fact that it was such a pivotal year in his life, where it was this transition into law school, which I thought was also kind of real for me on some level.
Barry is in Barack.
Yes.
Okay.
He was referred to as Barry back in the day.
That's uncomfortable. Okay.
It's interesting because everyone just says Obama or Barack Obama or whatever. But like,
I would never call
literally,
him Barry. Am I?
people called him Barry. He went by Barry back then. You know,
then
that's
he became president.
exactly. No, but like,
No one shall call me Barry ever again.
it's just an interesting depiction on that point of his life, and you kind of get a glimpse into, you know, he didn't have the greatest background, you know, different circumstances. He got tied up in some things, but
Yeah, wasn't born in America. I know.
yeah, I mean, so you already have that problem. No, but no, it was
No.
you know, he was born in the U.S. Okay,
I'm
but,
aware. I know. Josh,
but-
he ruled our country the last 8 years. I'm aware of the man.
But it was an interesting movie. I mean, it's not the greatest movie in my opinion, just because they only focus on 1 year, and it's like, well, I kind of wanted more. But I think it was good for what it was. If you go into it knowing, okay, it's focused on this one part of his life, and kind of a cool side note, because I am in a couple movies, by the way, and one of them is an indie movie that's being shown right now, and I even watched it in theaters myself. It was really cool.
Okay.
I literally saw myself and like my family that was in the movie, and one guy that was in that movie that I'm in was in the movie Barry as like a minor role. But it was kind of really cool to see that guy having a role, and he's a very nice guy. My parents are friends with him on Facebook and everything. But yeah, so it was a good movie. And then I also watched the movie Sully last week with my parents. I watched it with them. And that's obviously it's based on.
How is that as a movie?
You know, it's actually, I thought it was a very good movie.
Really,
it's very interesting.
I love Tom Hanks.
No, they tell it from an interesting perspective. They tell it from the aftermath perspective and how it impacted his life.
Well, yeah, because
in this very interestingly negative way.
Yeah, but I feel like that was in the news. Isn't the entire thing how, like, why didn't you land the plane back at the airport?
Yes.
Why didn't you do all this? Yada yada.
Yes. But the way they show it is compelling, and they go back to things, and I thought it was a very good movie.
I don't know. I saw the trailers. I love him. I love like his acting, whatnot. It's a great story, but I think that story is only so deep.
I mean, maybe as someone who didn't read all the articles and see all whatever, I thought it was very interesting.
Okay.
And I thought it was a good movie. So I still recommend the movie. I mean, maybe if you saw enough of it to death. But
did you see that movie years ago called Flight?
Oh, that sounds so familiar. Is that the movie with Liam Neeson?
No, it's nonstop.
I saw that. That wasn't half bad.
No, I think this was I don't know if it was Denzel or not, but I think it was like Denzel and like he's an alcoholic, he's flying the plane and the plane has a critical failure, but he saves the
Oh, I never
entire
saw
plane.
that.
But
Uh
it's
huh.
like you were drunk the day of the when you
Oh,
land the
uh huh.
plane, so like you caused it. Like no, I didn't cause it. I saved the flight. I just so happened to be drunk or something. I don't know. It
I
like
mean, I get it. I get the parallels. I mean, for what it's worth, I thought it was a very good movie. I thought it was very interesting the way they told it. I thought it was going to be more straightforward. Also, the scary thing to think about is that that was already 2009,
yeah, that was 7 years ago.
coming on 8.
Yeah, wow.
That's ridiculous, actually. I think that was the scariest part of the movie. But it really is incredible. I mean, even watching it again, almost like this refresher kind of, I guess, for me. And to really think, literally no one died. It was
Yeah.
really impressive.
He saved everyone. Like that's why it was such a big thing. Like and
Yeah,
he
no,
stayed on to the last person left. He was a true captain in that moment.
yeah, very,
Again,
very,
people
it
debate
was
like
very
whether
interesting.
or not it was such a big deal, but
So that was one of the movies I saw, and I thought it was pretty good. And just to answer some questions really quick, the movie I'm in is called Good Bones. Um, it's 2 words, Good Bones, spelled how you think it is, and it's actually a real movie. It's out there, and I'm in it. I'm in it. The movie's like an hour and 20 ish. Maybe it's a little longer. I'm in it at a just over an hour, the hour mark, somewhere like that.
mhm.
You should watch it. It's a good movie.
Okay.
It actually is a good movie. Like the thing is, like when we did the movie, like we did that one like aspect, a couple scenes there, and we really didn't fully know what it was about. And then actually seeing the movie on a whole, and it's like, oh, that's how that fits in there. Very interesting, actually. Um, no, it's plural. Good bones. Come on, Fong. Don't make it sound that bad. But so, and thank you, Slayer. So the only other thing I want to talk about, and we can end on this, and we're not going to go verbatim, or well, not verbatim, but go on forever. Um,
I just like to point out the fact we're at like 2.5 hours right now, and this is just the movies and TV. If
Yep.
we had tried doing this like in a normal episode,
Yep.
5 hour podcast.
you get passionate, man.
That's why we did it this way.
ReZero, man. ReZero. It's like RE:0. And my brother like recites what it all actually is with the full title. I forget, but it's like life in a different dimension or
Oh, you,
something.
you don't know the full title?
I forget it.
ReZero starting life in another world.
There you go. I don't know. My brother like recites that like it's his daily motto. But like
Well, that's because it's the full name of the anime. It's like
I know.
Attack on Titan is like Gakyon. Like there's a
I
larger
think
part
you
to
just
that.
totally butchered that. But I used to know that too, and then I forgot. More than one good fun. Okay, fine. I'll give you that one. But
All right. So I'm gonna let
No.
you. I'm gonna let you talk about ReZero just because I know a little bit more from the manga.
Okay.
But go ahead. We can have our debate too if you want.
Yes.
Go
All right.
ahead.
So there we go. Shingeki no Kyojin. All right. I probably butchered that, but I wanted to say it anyway.
You always do the same like nasally voice when you do like Japanese.
I mean, it's what they do.
No, it's just you're copying what a Japanese person sounds like. That's not what all Japanese people sound like.
I'm half Asian. Don't worry.
You are not half Asian.
Well, I'm really more half Chinese.
You are not half Chinese.
I'm basically Chinese at this point.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Thank you. So ReZero. I thought it was cool from a lot of different perspectives. At first, it kind of reminded me, if you guys have ever watched, I think I've promoted on here before, the anime called No Game, No Life. Kind of a weird name of an anime, but it's only 12 episodes long. And it's kind of interesting where it's this play on like depicting how video games should be, and like they love video games, and it's an anime sort of in that style. I thought it was kind of going down that route, but then it kind of changed a lot. But I don't want to give away all the stuff, but like I think it was like a really comprehensive anime on a lot of levels. Like it covered a lot of different topics. It got really real at some points. It was really funny at other things. It was compelling, like, and it just it takes you all of a sudden to this whole scenario where this guy gets thrown into this. You know, it's that classic, like, gets thrown into it, has to deal with it now. But, like, I don't know, it just took on a life of its own, and I really found it enjoyable. I mean, I don't want to give away all the details and things, but, like...
Yeah, with, like, this one's touchy to talk about, too, because literally anything you say could, like, it all builds up to something.
Exactly. So, I just want to say that, like, I think it's a fantastic anime. It came out in the summer, past summer 2016.
April to September, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's considered in the summer season of anime when you look at like how they do it.
Yeah.
And so it was the 25 episodes, technically 26 because there's 2 episodes to create the first episode, so it's like a double episode.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
My brother was telling me about it, and even when I watched it, like on Crunchyroll, they call it episode 1A and 1B.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's really good. And then the debate we gotta have just a little bit, because the problem is then we're gonna spoil everything. But basically, there's one girl that you see her from the very first episode, actually, and her name is Amelia.
Yes, who's the best girl? No, she's not the best. Okay, I'll just let you say it. Go ahead.
And then there's this girl later on named Rem. Kind of a weird name, REM, kind of like the group, but not, kind of like the sleep.
Well, it's a play off Rem and Ram, like Ram being like the computer. So it's a play off that.
But so as the saying goes, Rem best girl. It's true. I mean, once you watch that anime, Rem just pulls at the heartstrings. Like, oh my god, like she's amazing. And you know, there's this whole like random internet debate about ReZero and who's actually better, Amelia or Rem. And of course, we're on opposite sides of this debate.
No, we're not, because overall, in terms of character development, yes, Rem is the better character.
By far. Not even close.
Yeah, I completely agree. By looks alone, Amelia. Because I can't get over Rem's whole, like, yes, French maid outfit, very cute. All that stuff, like colored hair, great. Like all that is great. She still looks like a little girl to me. I know she's not. I know that we see her in other like positions. Is what we're all saying. That's the best way I'm saying it.
That was the worst way of saying.
Other appearances? I don't know.
Thank you. This is not like an explicit anime. It's not like...
No, it's not, but people sexualize this stuff a lot, and at the end it boils down to who's he gonna pick and whatnot. Shut it.
I'm just reading the reaction.
I know. I saw. Hello. Oh, I lost Josh. Hello. We lost Josh. Josh, are you there? Josh, what happened? Josh left himself off the podcast. Josh has fallen into the Twitch chat. Josh, what is wrong? The call has ended. Josh, why?
Hello?
Are you back? There you go. Don't answer that way. Okay, welcome back. Positions. So, anyway.
Yo, the Ziltoid Falco. Yo, that's right. No, but...
Yeah, God is dead, yes.
No, but...
God is... Okay.
Time for the AK pot. What the heck? No, you're not taking this over. Also makes it sound like AK-47. Maybe that was your point. But
yeah, just in terms of like the look, I think Amelia looks better. Rem is the demon look with the horns. Amelia, elf girl with the ears, looks better. I don't know. Again,
okay, here's the thing.
I'm boiling down to the physical stuff with that, where overall Rem is a better character, yes.
I mean, I don't know. If you stack them up based on looks, purely looks, not this whole, oh, she's childish, whatever. Considering they're the same age, more or whatever. I don't know. I don't see where Rem is that much worse. Like, I don't.
I'm not saying better or worse. Just in terms of you know my preferences, what I like and whatnot.
I know if Rem had pink hair, you'd be all over
And
that.
maybe I should like Ram more than I like Rem,
I know.
but obviously no.
I don't know. I think anyone out there that's watched it or is gonna watch it, Rem is the best by far in every category. That is my opinion. But she's good, man.
Read the manga, trust me.
No.
Okay.
But I'm really just hoping they actually do make a second season of it or something, because they have so much to clear up in that anime that didn't get cleared up. Which, now I forget if I said it on here. I maybe did. Or maybe I just said it to you. Like, not on here. I don't know. But even the anime Auno Exorcist, that all of a sudden has a second season. So, and I thought that ended horribly. Like, I kept telling people, like, it was really good, but the end was terrible. Mm-hmm. They actually made something now. So maybe they will make more. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, just looking at like so this entire anime manga is based off of like a series of books, and the books started back in 2012 and are still going. The manga, the original manga, was from 2014 2015, like a little under a year time, and then the second manga is going on right now. So the first chapter 1, that's pretty much what the anime is. I won't say more than that. And then you have 2 other mangas, chapter 2 and chapter 3, going off the exact same time. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I don't want to say more than that. Like, if you want, like, chapter 1 is called A Day in the Capital, chapter 2 is A Week at the Mansion, and chapter 3 is Truth of Zero. And chapter 2 and chapter 3 are still going simultaneously. So. Wow,
now you're getting me to think about all the different, like, mini arcs of this anime.
Yeah, again, it's a lot to read, but I can.
All I gotta say, man, is it's really good. Has a lot of different parts to it, a lot of characters that are kind of interesting. The end is very interesting, in my opinion. Also, I just have to say, radio calisthenics, man.
Excuse me?
Radio calisthenics.
What about it?
Love it. Let's do it.
No, never.
Why not?
Why would we?
And then we got to end off saying victory. It's great. I like anime.
I like
Ziltoid Falco. Anime is good. See, it's great. I don't know what Mango like taking. Well, I love Mango. Mango like taking screenshots of anime. Is Mango? No, Mango's a fruit, man.
All right.
Taking screenshots of anime is like a print screen button. But yeah, so ReZero, great anime for people who love anime.
Absolutely.
As you're like playing with a Charizard figure, apparently. But
how'd you? Oh yeah, it's on screen. Do you now? Just to tantalize people, do you agree with the final decision?
You mean the ending of ReZero?
Yeah. Do you agree with it?
No.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Well, which final, like...
No, I don't talk anymore.
No, I just need to clear one thing up. When you're saying final decision...
Who he chooses.
Okay, yes, then my answer stays the same.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, just making sure. Just making sure.
I mean, I also felt that way and knew it was coming from, like, what was it, episode 18 or something?
Yeah.
When I was hating him because of what he did.
Yep.
And I was like, well, if I'm in that situation, I would have never done. But, it's not my life. I'm not one to judge. It's 2017.
New year, new me.
It was very interesting, actually. Back for the semester at my school, they had, like... School is really weird with these odd bathroom layouts. Really bizarre all over the place. Like, one men's bathroom's over here. Women's bathroom's, like, all the way on the other end of the hall. And then nothing in the middle. Like, I don't know. It's really weird. But actually on the ground floor now, where there were like couple bathrooms or whatever, now they actually changed it to where it's just treated as a single bathroom for whoever.
Okay.
So, it's 2017, man. Trying to be accommodating.
Was that really the entire train of thought there?
Yep.
Great.
Got to support the community, man. Fordham Law is a great university.
Yes, it is.
Great
So if
place.
you want to see Josh, go to Fordham Law, everyone.
Only one more semester. Catch me.
All right.
Keck time 10. What?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't Mango a Smash Melee? Maybe.
He got the Mango Sentinel.
Oh,
Pringles.
we're not talking about video game. Did you see there was an episode? Not episode. You ever watch that guy Pro Jared?
Yes.
Do you like him?
No.
Me neither, but he actually he had a really good video.
With Reggie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Reggie's the man.
He is.
He also admitted that he was going to do another challenge, apparently. I forget what it was now. He was going to play someone.
Oh.
In something.
I don't remember, but... Oh.
I remember. But he should have said that he could have beat Bill Trinan at Smash. Come on. You know Bill can't play.
We'll talk about this next time.
Bill can't play.
We'll talk about this next time. So like we said at the beginning of the show, this is the last of our themed episodes, our catch-up episodes, if you will. This is the end of the catch-up trilogy. We basically talked for 2.5 hours about all things we've been watching. So going forward is going to be a lot lighter on that stuff. We'll stick more to the video games, the news, the basic going-on here at the JK Studios.
Because I got a lot of Kickstarter news, people. So be ready for that.
We got Kickstarter news. We've been playing games. We've been doing all sorts we have a lot more to talk about, but we're going back to our normal format, so it's a little bit easier to digest.
And I did not know Reggie is Haitian.
He's not Haitian. Is he?
Fong said it. It must be true. The Devours Large Pizzas. I know that's 100% true.
What?
Reggie Fils-Aimé.
He is Haitian? Yeah, Haitian immigrants. Wow.
Really?
He was born in the Bronx, but he was born to Haitian immigrants.
He was born in the Bronx?
Yeah. He graduated Brentwood High School in Suffolk County, Long Island.
Wait, what?
And it was accepted to Cornell University in 1979.
Fong, did you know this?
He went to Brentwood High School.
I took my driving test in Brentwood.
Bad things happen in Brentwood.
It's true, but I passed my driving test first try. What? Wow. More respect for that, man. Fong cannot.
I didn't read that much.
Hey, you took your driving test there too? Hey.
All right, let's end this before we start spiraling out of control.
Okay, anyway.
Thank you all so much for listening to the JK Podcast. Again, this is a long, weird, late-night recording episode. Me and Josh will get back on a more, better, interesting... No, well, I don't know.
I thought it was very interesting and very compelling.
No. I'm glad we get to talk all about this stuff. Now that we've caught up, we can start looking towards the future.
Yeah, man. And also, speaking about looking towards the future, I see you got one drop in the wine glass, man. Oh
yeah, we had a follower follow us during the show. I can't pronounce it. It was like Depic mode.
Oh,
Depeche mode.
Depeche Mode 101M.
Yes, he followed during the stream, so thank you for that, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. I wish we acknowledged that earlier. I didn't
don't worry,
know
the sound went off and everything happened on screen. Don't worry. What?
Oh, fine. Call everyone in Brentwood now, Reggie. Slayer, man, that's actually pretty cool where they film Back to the Future. No problem for the podcast. Thank you guys for commenting.
Yeah, thank you guys for showing up for the live shows. These things are still experimental, so it's glad to hear feedback from you guys.
And hopefully we'll do it more at a time where even more people can chime in, and then we almost have you guys arguing against each other while we're arguing, and then we bring up comments and we do things.
Yes, because we want people to argue. We want to create discussion, not argue.
Fine. Either way. You can do what you want with your life. And yes, thank you, Mr. Ziltoid Falco. You two have a good night. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This has been the JK Podcast. Yes, I am closing this.
Yeah, go do it. Yeah.
I have been Josh Brandman.
You have
been who?
Ken O'Connor.
There we go. And we will see you next time, hopefully very soon. And you can check us out YouTube, Twitch. You stream on Twitch. King01 on every platform. I just go under your thing. If you check me out, though, I'm iByzantium on Twitch, Byzantium Empire on YouTube, and that's pretty much it. So we'll catch you next time.
Bye bye.